is that black now? I had that set up to... Okay. It just didn't like me being tabbed out. I hope everyone's doing alright. Bear with me for tonight for a little bit while I try to remember what voices I was doing for people. It's been so long since I've done Teenage Exocolonist that I truly do not remember what I was doing with the... Hopefully, I'm gonna just show up the content warnings for people based on the topics because I did not know that it was going to involve child death in the first 3 hours last time. So I think it would just for people that want to, see what's going on there. Now I'm pretty sure this one specifically shows up later on, because I remember I did read something about that, but I'm not entirely certain, so be aware. Okay, let's get in here. Here we go. What's that? Kudos double for 3 months. What was I doing this month? I think I was looking into toughness for these, yeah. Ah, okay. Do I have info on when people's birthdays are? Not yet. I may have info on some of them. Back. Ah, yes. Poor Tammy. Okay, no, I don't have info on when anybody's birthday is. Do I need... how much toughness do I need to get you to eat that worm? No, none. I need bravery, which is... social. It doesn't look like anyone has anything new to say, which is probably for the best. Give me a chance to actually get something done before I have to remember how the voices went. Was this bravery? Let's relax. That's strength. Ah, sports ball. How's my stress? Completely fine. Okay. Sports ball for the month, I think. You run into Cal and an enemy on the hill behind the garrison at a small construction site. They seem to be throwing logs. There are a bunch of them lying at the bottom of the hill. It's a caber toss, an enemy shouts to you, then grunts with the effort of lifting a 6-meter-long mush tree pole. She throws it like a javelin down the hill and sprints after it. That is definitely not her accent. My best record, she shouts, and ties a piece of caution tape to the end of the pole. Your turn next, Cal says, pointing to a neatly stacked pile of construction poles behind you. From the looks of the nearby construction, they're probably destined to be a new lookout tower someday. You know what? Let's go for the heavier one. I'm sure I don't have the toughness to survive this. Challenge mode! Woo! Woo! Cal makes a noise like a siren. He shouts down to an enemy. Solana's gonna throw a big un, so you better get out of the landing zone. The pole isn't actually that heavy, but its length makes it hard to balance. You struggle to get underneath it with your knees bent. This is going to be tough. Definitely... his accent was like... surfer, I think? Sure. Pushing through. I demand victory. Oh my god, I need to relax next month. The pole sails down the hill past all the other poles, coming to rest, sticking out of the ground. Wow, you beat my best distance, an enemy says when she jogs back up. My need to win beats my need to not be stressed as hell. Players can't beat each other in mushwood toss, Cal corrects her. They can only beat their own high scores. But if you get 3 bonus points if it sticks out of the ground like that. You play for the rest of the afternoon, adding rules and variations as you go. You don't stop until the entire stack of poles are in a jumble at the bottom of the hill and decorated festively with caution tape. It's a wonder you got away with this. My poor stress levels. Okay, how's an enemy doing? An enemy holds up her palms to you excitedly. Solana, look! Her palms are covered with a collection of scrapes and blue flaky scales. I'm getting tougher every day. Aw. I think we can, but it doesn't say it will add stress. But I don't want to keel over from the stress. Yeah, I think I'm going to see about sneaking outside. Where's the pipe? Ah, no. That's a stress activity. Let's see if we can do training with an enemy. On your way to the sports ball pitch, an enemy shares the story about the time her brother Calm once spiked the ball so hard that he broke Utopia's nose, back when she used to play sports ball too. She describes it in gory detail. But don't go easy on me, she exclaims. That's why we have medbeds, right? Plus, I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue-scaled scar on her jaw, right under her ear. Ah, yes, Tang is still cranky with me. I don't know when anyone's birthday is, so this cake might just have to rot. Cal is kicking a ball against the garden fence post, cheering when it bounces back towards him. Ever since we landed here, I don't play a lot of sports ball, he says, picking up the ball and tucking it under his arm. An enemy and I used to play a lot, but honestly, I think I like working the garden more. He smiles up at the sky. I just feel like doing stuff that feels like it makes a difference, you know? I don't want to just play all the time like an enemy. That is new dialogue. I didn't stop for Tammy, I think? Because I know we saw that dialogue before last stream. Dees is perched up on a big rock, silently watching the forest. He barely moves as you approach. The longer you look, the more you see, he says cryptically. You know what? I'm just gonna give him a fucking cake. Happy birthday. He is unhappy. Dees looks at the cake with barely contained disgust. You made this? He says. What a waste. Okay, he dislikes cakes, which I disagree with this, but to each their own. Aw, your dad is watching your mom work. You can practically see the hearts in his eyes. Your mom is an incredible lady, he says dreamily. True love is hurtling yourself into space with someone and hoping for the best for your children. Ew, Dad, gross. Your mom is taking a break at her makeshift desk inside the domes. What's up, Solana? She asks. Need me for something? I think I'm starting to find people's voices. Oh, I just realized an enemy probably likes the sturdy logs. Mars's pockets are bursting with candy. I'm so glad the shop is open, she says, pulling a piece of soy taffy with her teeth until it snaps. It's honestly not even worth living if I can't shop. We will have to do the relax activity, but I want to give an enemy a log. I have acquired for you a stick. An enemy looks at the offering. Thanks! Okay, at least she likes sticks. Which, sure, why not? It's not the weirdest thing I've ever given somebody. Does Cal like sticks? I have a few of these. I probably shouldn't just be firing away all my +2 cards, but Cal is doing some stretches in an open area of the garden. One of my mom's boyfriends is teaching me yoga, he says, looking at you from upside down. I can already do child pose and downward dog. He flops over and lies on his back. This one is my favorite, though. Neat, Cal exclaims, taking your gift and peering at it inquisitively. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I love it. Thank you. Do you like sticks? Can I give you a stick this week? I think I already gave him a stick, actually. Maybe nobody likes sticks. Which, fair enough. It's an odd gift to give. You know what? Do we relax in the lounge, or... Let me check the shop as well. There might be something in there relevant. Supply depot. Ooh. Ooh. I don't have the money for these. I know this is, Hi Ingrid, pop in and just hear downward dog. Yeah? Don't worry about it. It's, yoga. Definitely yoga. After the first attack on the colony, they added lookout towers to the walls. Now you have a place to hang out if you don't feel like working. And, because it's all the way up here, no adults are going to come ask you to run any errands for them. On rainy days you take shelter under the pavilions and listen to the pitter-patter of warm raindrops on the grass roof. You can do whatever you want. Ah, this is the life. I'm gonna gift you a stick. I mean, I would find that very sweet. It can go in my collection. I don't have a stick collection anymore. I have a rock collection, though. I probably should have figured out sooner that I was neurodivergent. It's nice to help keep watch. Sometimes you can offer to fill in on lookout duty, so someone can go grab a meal. Maybe someday you'll be allowed to work full shifts as a lookout yourself, but you find out it's not as relaxing as you'd think. Oh, hey Solana. Dees pops his head up a nearby ladder and looks surprised to see someone else up here. Do you mind if I sit here? Sure. If I say heck yeah, I think he's gonna just assume I'm mocking him again. Didn't say what kind of stick. Oh no, I'm in danger. I mean, if you're uncertain as to what kind of stick, I could always use more knives. Those are technically sticks. The two of you dangle your feet off the side and watch the valley below. Dees shuffles a little uncomfortably and doesn't say much. You wonder if this was his private spot to be alone before you discovered it. Do you want to forget? Sure. Gonna get you a big stick with pointy bits to whack people making puns. Aww! Thank you! I promise to use it on Arrow first. Oh, an enemy's still picked off that it's raining. Oh, it's not Tammy, it's Tang. Tammy's the dead one. Whoops. Tang still, however, does not give two hoots about me. Oh, Dees has something new to say. You slip through the colony gates, feeling the breeze from the mushroom forest ruffle your hair. You look around for Dees, but he's nowhere to be seen. Maybe he went to class today? Probably not. Still working, so pop in again once you get home. Have fun. Aw, thank you, and best of luck with work. It's never fun. Make sure not to, like, murder a coworker. That's my job. As you're about to return to the colony, you hear what sounds like crying coming from one of the expedition vehicles. You pull back the tarp that keeps it from being blanketed with fungal spores and find Dees curled up in the cabin. He wipes his eyes and turns away. Go away, he mutters. Are you okay? I'm fine, Dees sniffles. Just leave me alone. This is a great hiding place coming in. You pull back the tarp and slide into the cabin of the vehicle. Dees continues to cry, but softer now, as if he's trying to stop but can't quite manage it. His lower lip trembles. You're lucky you have family who cares about you, he sniffles. My mom is gone, and my sister thinks I'm stupid. Dees is quiet for a long time, almost long enough that you begin to consider actually leaving him alone. Just before you do, though, he speaks. I'm never gonna go back to class, he says. I hate being around other people, and I hate doing schoolwork, and I double hate it when the teacher asks me questions. I'm not Tang. I don't know stuff like she does. Dees kicks at the console of the vehicle a few times. Bang, bang, bang. Then bursts out into tears again, pulling at his hair. I'm just dumb, okay? People ask me questions, and I freeze up, and I say something stupid, and then everyone laughs at me. Even Tang. Tang laughs the hardest, Dee sobs. She's embarrassed by me. I know she is. Today she just told me that people would like me more if I stopped being so sensitive and immature. She could fuck off. Tang's kind of a bitch, I think. Although she is also 13, which kind of runs in the age group. Oh, jeez. Dees turns away from you. See, even you think I don't use my brain, he sniffles. Everyone always thinks Tang is better than me. Dees wraps his arms around his legs and hides his face in his knees. I hate her, he mutters. Everyone thinks she's so smart, but she's just a big meanie. I hate everyone here. I hate being here. I just want to be left alone. Okay, colony therapist required. If your mom already said no, I agree with her, your dad said without looking up from his work. I know you two disagree about things, but she's still your mom. I haven't even said anything to her this month. Your mom is hard at work. Are you even surprised anymore? She cares about these fields more than she cares about anything else. Ooh. I kinda get it. Like, it's a whole new planet. Everybody's really busy with shit they gotta set up. But, like, that is a sucky thing to have to deal with as a kid. No, Mars still has the candy. I should have bought her a cake. I'm not giving her a stick. I get a guarantee that's a dislike. You know what? In that case, I am sneaking out. Sorry, Uncle Tonin. I'm leaving. Hopefully I won't get eaten this time. Did I get eaten last time? I don't think I did. I should probably be fine. Isn't there a map? Memories, gear, collectibles. Okay, there might be a map, but I don't have it. Ooh, a question mark. Some farmland has spilled outside the walls. The fields don't look like they're doing very well. Nobody's around right now. In fact, it looks a bit abandoned. There are some meager-looking crops ready to harvest, but animals are starting to get at them. Let's try and plant something. You're just a kid playing at being a farmer. You mess around for a few hours planting some things that look like seeds, but it's unlikely any of them will actually grow here. Hey. Oh, hey! You spot Dees sitting in a clearing, but not before he sees you first. Instead of sneaking away as usual, he stays still as you approach, like it's totally natural that he'd be sitting in the middle of the jungle, so far away from the colony walls. I mean, that is kind of his natural state at this point. Now that you think about it, you're a little glad to see him. You are so far away that you can't see the walls anymore, and it's really weird out here, and it's getting late. Dees stares unblinking as you approach. Hi, Solana, is all he says. Hi, Dees. He seems to be in a good mood, something you see very rarely. Did you see Utopia out there? Dees asks. Chief Surveyor Tonin is easy to sneak past, but Utopia has, like, X-ray vision eyes or something. She'll catch you for sure if you get too close. She caught me once, and I got in big trouble. How about I show you something cool, and sneaking out will be our secret, okay? He jumps up and walks a little way into the trees. You follow. Just a few minutes away, the ground drops off, and a large stone outcropping juts over the cliff face. Dees walks right to the edge without slowing. It's a long way down. Come on, he says. Alright, bravery challenge. And I have no stress levels, so I can push through if I need to, which I will be doing. Nice. Nice, and we hit the super goal too. You bravely step onto the rock and walk out towards the edge with Dees. You both sit down, feet dangling over the precipice, and look out at the amazing view. It's incredible. You snap a picture with your hollow palm, but you won't share it on the net. This is your secret. Yours and Dee's. Minus stress. Ooh, bonus perception. Hell yeah. That does look, that does kind of slap. But I also just like the colors. Gems matter for other cards? This is a new mechanic. Keep exploring. Oh, that... Oh, I need to learn more about animals. Oh well. You hear screams from just over the next bluff. Human screams. That Uncle Tonin? Oh, fucking hell. You crest the bluff to see Tammy's father, Chief Surveyor Tonin. He's being attacked by something you've never seen before. A four-legged creature with a huge mane of flowers, a mean reptilian face, and two wicked claws. What? Is this a manticore? You've heard of fierce creatures like this outside the walls, but you never expected to see one up close. What is one doing so close to the colony? Uncle Tonin is struggling under one of the creature's pointed legs. He is pinned under one of the creature's pointed legs. He's struggling to get free, but the manticore keeps dancing around like it's playing with its food. You can hear it from here, growling and clicking its mandibles. But you snuck out. If you try to help, he's going to know you snuck out, and your parents are going to be so mad if they find you out here. Panic rises in your chest. How could you even help him? It's a huge, deadly monster. Who's leaving? We're not leaving. We're getting help. You turn and flee, beating your way through the undergrowth to the last place you saw the group from Expeditions. By the time you return with Assistant Surveyor Utopia and some others, Uncle Tonin is gasping his last breath, and the manticore is nowhere to be seen. It's too late. Oh. The would-be rescuers fan out, scanning the tree line for signs the manticore might be on its way back to finish what it started. You run over to Uncle Tonin and fall to your knees at his side. He's hopelessly wounded. You'd apply pressure, but there's nothing left to apply pressure to. It's astoundingly horrible to see and to smell, searing into your memory forever like a flash grenade and leaving you light-hearted. Headed. He reaches clumsily towards you, his eyes glassy and unfocused. Tammy, he gurgles. Tammy? Tammy? Ooh, yeah. I mean, he's dying. I'm here, Dad. The man is dying. The least you can do is pretend to be his daughter. You hold his bloody hand in both of yours and talk softly to him as he gasps in agony. It's easy to pretend to be Tammy. You both grew up under his watchful eye in the creche. You tell him sweet stories about your childhood, until his look of pain and fear gives way to one of deep, eternal peace. The other adults come and guide you away from his body, bundling you into an Expeditions vehicle. No one questions why you were out here. They're just glad you're still alive. Even if Uncle Tonin is dead. I don't like this planet. Kinda sucks. Whoops. Okay, Tommy has nothing new to say anyway. Tang has something to say. You tell Tangent you know where Dace has been going. You tell her he's been sneaking out to explore the jungle. Not far away, but outside the walls. Tang looks concerned. Really? She says, wringing her hands. Is it safe? I'll keep him safe. I don't think she's gonna buy that, but... Oh. She eyes you skeptically. Full offense, Solana, but you're just a kid, she replies. However, I suppose it's good to know he isn't alone out there. Oh, that went well. That went a hell of a lot better than I thought it would. This child is going to have so much trauma. Ah, sports ball again. Deese wipes his eyes and hides his face as you approach. Go away, he sniffles. I just want to be left alone. Why won't people just leave me alone? I don't want to be part of this stupid colony. How much more bravery do we need before we can dare him to eat a worm? 3. That's Dad with the son. No one has anything to say about Uncle Tonin. Hello? Somebody? The man died. The man is dead. Somebody say something. Oh, that's Utopia. You step cautiously through the colony gates. Chief Surveyor Utopia just folds her arms and shakes her head. You know you aren't allowed outside, but... I mean, I do need bravery. Hey, get booped! Hey, Para! How are you doing? I just watched a man die! You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees to one of the little sawmills dotting this area. It's a small but busy operation, 3 people feeding mush tree logs into some kind of machine while a 4th one directs a 4-legged robot with a plasma saw mounted on the front. You stay out of sight and watch how they do it. When one tree crashes down, it almost seems like the others are wincing. It's probably just your imagination, though. They aren't planting new ones or leaving any behind. You know the mush trees regrow every year, but can they still regrow when you cut down everything like this? I was going to ask what time you wanted to play Redfall on May the 2nd. Let me just double check what day of the week that is. It's a Tuesday, so I can't do it during the afternoon. It's I've work that day. We could do sometime in the evening if that works for you. 6 is probably the earliest I can start. Congrats on finishing the essay, by the way. Rip man. Oh yeah. Yeah, that man did get ripped to shreds. The exact phrase they used was, "You'd apply pressure, but there's nothing left to apply pressure to." So, woohoo! Even the smaller trees and bushes are getting ground up for mulch, with a big scary grinder that sounds like a roaring beast. The entire process makes you uneasy, but also proud of how industrious your colony is. You sneak up to the expedition's office at the colony gates. Nobody has seen you, yet. The lively hustle through the gates kind of makes you miss your friends inside. If you want to go home, you could sneak back through that drain pipe now. Nah, let's keep going. Oh, hold on. This is the front door, that's why. Staring at the star rail login screen for longer than you should. Hey, it's not out till Wednesday, okay? Kinda gonna have to bite the bullet on that one. At the top of a rise off to the east, you think you spot someone watching you. They're dressed in black. Is that Dees? But they look way too tall to be Dees. Maybe another surveyor? You blink, and the figure is gone. Well, I'm curious. We're hiking. You bushwhack down into a valley and up the other path to where you thought you saw them standing. No signs of a camp or anything obvious like a dropped pack. No note that saying, "I'm watching you," signed Mysterious Figure. Spooky. A large, woolly blue creature is floating here, a meter off the ground. It seems to be upside down, which is causing it some distress. Its segmented legs kick uselessly in the air as it tries to right itself. This must be a float cow. The colony is working on domesticating these, though you haven't seen one up close before. Her slitted eyes look at you imploringly. She makes a low, helpless lowing sound and tries to flip over, but she can't. Okay, it's a little weird to me that the option to milk her is there. You take a closer look at the float cow. You've heard that they float using a certain ratio of liquid to gas in their members' bladders, so after some consideration, you figure out that the bladder on her back must be too full of liquid. Oh, the only option I have to help this poor thing is pop it. There's nothing for it. You have to pop her dorsal bladder and let the liquid drain out, or she'll never be able to flip over. She struggles and screams as you open your utility knife and jab it into her bladder. Immediately, you're drenched by a hot explosion of what you hope is milk. Okay. Okay, so she lived. Gross, gross, gross! The float cow spirals away from you as the sudden jettison of liquid propels her away from you. You hope she'll be okay, but you are decidedly not okay with how you smell now. That was gross! I'm gonna stress myself out to hell, though. You should go home soon, sure. But one more. Oh, I don't think I can get up there yet. You've reached the end of this area. Oh, okay. Well, we'll go home. Did you just give that balloon sheep a fucking milk jetpack? Yeah, I think that is pretty much what happened. I may have pretty much. I don't have my animal's ability high enough to release the pressure from milking her, so I'm just glad she didn't die. I was a little worried that popping the float cow was gonna, like, murder her. Ooh, it's the glow. Oh no, I'm in danger. Oh, heck yeah. I wonder if those carry over, because I know this is the kind of game where when you reach the end, it's there's like a new game plus option, but an enemy is running around the sports ball pitch. Calm says the most important part of defense training is knowing when to run away, she huffs as she runs past. Good thing I'm so good at running. I'm actually hurting myself. I'm putting my hands on my hips to do her voice, but I'm doing it with such enthusiasm I keep hurting myself. You find a glittering crystal cluster. Hey, Dees. You find Dees illuminated by only the glow of his hollow screen. It's easier to read when it's dark, he explains. There's less glare. This is the best season. Alright, let's see if Dees likes a strange flower I found outside. Thank you? Dees says, clearly unsure about how to react. I'll, find something to do with it. Oh, that probably would have gone down well with Cal or Mom, who is also gardening. Your mom gives you a stern look. Be careful, she warns you. Now that we know for a fact it isn't safe out there during glow, I won't have you venturing close to the walls. Stay where I can see you, close to the ship. Ooh, what I should do... I know this goes on for a few years, so... next glow, I'll try and keep my stress low in advance, and we can go outside during glow. Or, maybe we'll wait a little bit. We are relaxing on the walls again, because I am stressed to fuck. The view from the wall during glow is absolutely breathtaking. The wormhole seems to smother the sky like a swirling jewel-toned bowl pressing down on the gloom. Everything in the wilderness is lit up and seems to breathe in and out with the planet, like one living creature made of stars. It's beautiful. You could almost forget how dangerous it is. Now I'm hanging on to that one. It's been a quiet glow, but the grim, surreal darkness of the season reminds you of last year's violence. As the month wears on, you overhear arguments at dinners. Adults worrying that an attack is still coming, and others who think the first one was a fluke. Surveyors mention seeing new tracks in the forest, but are shushed so people don't panic. The gates are closed. You drill emergency procedures, filing soundlessly from the classroom to the creche to hide under tables, waiting for the sirens to call the all clear. You drill and prepare and worry, but nothing happens. Then, just as glow is starting to wane, the toxic purple spill of the wormhole fading as the sun almost rises past the horizon again, the sirens start. You're reading a hollow novel in bed when you hear them, followed by the stomp of boots down the hallway outside your quarters. An alert flashes on your hollow palm. Shelter in the creche. This is not a drill. You get another message from your dad. Me and Mom are going to stay in the greenhouses. We're safe. Just follow Auntie Anne to the creche and wait for us, okay? Don't worry, we're way more prepared than we were last year. Love you. Stay safe. You could go to the creche where you belong. Or you could follow the security guards and see what's happening at the gates. I don't want to die. We're doing it anyway. You sneak out of the living quarters and head towards the gate. You're immediately spotted by Security Chief Rhett, who stops what he's doing to yell at you and gesture angrily. What the hell are you doing out here? This is no place for kids. Get your ass back inside. Yeah, I'm not going to try and do combat. I feel like I'll die, so... You turn around to try and get to the gates another way, but oof, you run right into Calm, heading the opposite direction with a plas rifle slung over his shoulder. You heard him, Naruto. Get back to the creche with the other kids. He looks so cool. I don't think I could forgive him for calling me Naruto. Watch out, Calm says suddenly. He pushes you out of the way just in time to see a pair of talons swoop over your head. Whoa! Calm levels his plas rifle at the sky. Get out of here, Solana. Go! Shaken, you flee to the creche. When you get there, you spot Tangent and Dees huddled together on the beanbag chairs. Dees is stone-faced, as usual, and he's holding Tangent in his arms. You can't remember the last time you saw them this close. Tang must be really scared. You take a seat on a beanbag and wait. Other children filter into the room after you. Anemone, her little brother Nugget. You don't see him, so Cal must be sheltering with your parents in the greenhouses. You hope they're okay. Well, it's so dumb they won't let us outside, Dees grumbles. We live here too. We deserve to know what's going on. They're treating us like little kids. I'm not even scared. You search his face for signs he's lying to sound cool, but his bad mood is sincere. Tangent smacks his arm. Don't be ridiculous, she snaps. There's dangerous animals out there. Dees just shrugs. Nothing scares him. You don't hear much from outside. After a while, the sirens sound all clear, and you all file back to your quarters. Your mum and dad join you right away and give you a big hug and thank you for following their instructions. When things have calmed down, you overhear your parents talking. I'm not going to be the first to congratulate Rhett, but all of his defensive improvements were exactly what we needed, your mom grumbles. Ugh, he's going to be insufferable at the next council meeting. Your dad pats her hand. Credit where credit's due, Flulu Bell, he says, and she smiles despite herself. It could have been worse. Your mum nods, and they both sit in silence before your dad speaks again. Poor Hal, he sighs. What a way to go. Professor Hal? Your parents startle. Hey, Pumpkinhead, your dad says. Yeah, they're going to announce it in a few hours, after everyone's had a chance to calm down. He didn't make it. What happened? Don't worry about that, your mom replies, shooting your dad a look to keep him from talking. It's adult stuff, okay? You guys won't be able to go into the engineering wing for a little bit, not until it's decontaminated. Jesus, what happened in there? 3 guesses where we're trying to break into next season. You curl up quietly to think. Professor Hal can't just die. He can't just be gone. He's your teacher. And the engineering wing is where you take classes. You can't imagine something bad happening in such a safe place. You fall asleep, thinking for sure that there's been some mistake. Oh, we're 12 now! It's these... Why did I lose 46 kudos? Okay. Oh, okay. And that's still closed. Professor Hal, more like Professor Corpstain. Probably, yeah. I think we're gonna have to invest in anti-aircraft guns at this point. Every time the glow happens, somebody gets murdered. Actually, I think we stopped somebody dying in the last one. This planet is like a body, Tang muses, and we are a foreign invader, much like a virus. Also like a virus, we seek to appropriate the systems of this planet for our own gain, co-opting its growing cycles, using its resources to build, etc. She crosses her arms and looks thoughtfully towards the wildness. Is it any wonder we've prompted an immune response? Ooh, a new Vati lore video? 55 minutes? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in there. I'm gonna have to remember to go look at that after stream. I love his stuff. Have you seen his Prepare to Cry collabs? The lore of Elden Ring is rotten. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, yeah. Rod is tied so intricately to most of it. Cal is standing in the middle of the garden, spraying down the crops with a hose. As you watch, he leans down and drinks straight from the nozzle. Oh, hey, he says, standing up and wiping his mouth with the back of his hand. What's up? Why are you saying that like it's weird? That's completely normal. Listen, don't be a coward. Drink from the hose. No. First, find out where the water in your hose is coming from, and then decide if you can drink it. But it's probably fine for Cal. Here, have a rock. Neat, Cal exclaims, taking your gift and peering at it inquisitively. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I love it. Thank you. You know what? I appreciate a rock connoisseur. Don't you have something you should be doing right now, Solana? Dang, Mom. Hey, Sprout, your dad greets you. How are your classes going? I know it's hard to sit in a classroom while there's so much to explore, but everything in life is going to get easier for you if you take the time now to learn about a lot of things. He laughs. Who knows? Maybe you'll be running this place one day. God, I hope not. Drink from the hose or drink from the hose. Please do not drink from the hose with an E. Or the hose with an ES. That sounds unhealthy. Okay, Dees is still complaining about not being allowed outside. Where's Mars? We lost half a heart with her. There she is. And furthermore, your attitude towards your elders in general is entirely disrespectful. You find Udicott delivering a scathing reprimand to Mars, who is doing her level best to look like she'd rather be anywhere else. You speak out of turn. You disagree with the Council's decisions. If you disagree with an order, you simply do not do it. I could go on. Do you need me to go on? Mars scowls. No, she replies. Udicott clicks her tongue. I honestly thought better of you, Marzipan, she chastises. You have the sort of natural leadership ability I remember from when I was a girl, many years ago. Mars doesn't roll her eyes, but you get the sense it's a close call. You need to set a better example for the other children, Udicott continues. It's okay to have your own opinions, but you kids can't just do whatever you want. You have to follow the rules and respect your elders. I am setting an example, Mars retorts, stomping her foot. Hello, the only reason we're here is because a bunch of people knew living on Earth was nonsense and decided to do something different. Udicott looks scandalized, but Mars just continues on. Maybe kids should have more authority. We're the ones with the new ideas that will take us into the future. Hey, girl's got a point. See, Mars insists, everyone agrees with me. You might be on Vertumna, but your ancient old brain is still stuck back on Earth. She takes a deep breath and for a moment seems much older. Governor Udicott, we need higher walls and more aggressive farmland clearing, and we need it now. Are we here to stay on this planet, or will we just sit around until the jungle swallows us back up? Udicott's mouth opens and closes a few times, then she puts her hand to her forehead. Both of you get back to your duties, she sighs. Marzipan, we will talk about this later, in private. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, I don't know about the aggressive farmland clearing, but... Ooh, medicinal roots. Hold on. Cal, got a present for you. Okay, I'll get a present for you next time. Drink from the shot glass or drink from the thought glass. Please do not sip on the thoughts. Organizing perception, kudos, and stress. I need one more bravery, I think. Yeah. And then we're going to dare Dees to eat a worm. Because I want to know what happens. Because that's been sat there for ages haunting me. Why does defense training give me +1 in animals? God only knows. We're in sports ball. When there's no sports ball game on, the security teams who train nearby use the field to practice with long-range rifles. As you show up to sports ball practice, Com is helping take down the net. Sorry, kiddos, he says. Rhett wants us to practice with the big guns today, and we can't have you running around the place. The bullet in these drone rifles are heat-seeking, and even though they're programmed to avoid human targets, safety first. Oh, thank God. I hope I don't want to get shot at. But today was supposed to be our day to have the sports ball field, Cal complains. You soldiers don't even want to play sports ball. You just want to shoot your dumb, noisy guns. An enemy bounces over. Hello? They have more than just huge guns. They have cool stun gloves that are like magic lightning arcing out of your fingertips. It's super galactic. Cal shakes his head. That's not the point. Stand up to the soldiers. You rip the net out of Com's hands and start putting it back up. An enemy looks nervous. Here comes Security Chief Rat. He looks scary angry, Solana. We're not backing down. You stand your ground when the security chief tries to intimidate you with his loud voice and his big chest. Today was your day to use the field. You know what? I agree with this. This is correct. Just because they're older doesn't mean they get to, like... If there's a appointed schedule, fucking follow it. Rhett sees the fire in your eyes, and after a minute he laughs and gives in. You're a tough one, huh, Solana? He says, a twinkle in his eye. Okay, you're right. Today was your day to use the sports ball field. Com, we'll have to train with something else today. Huh, that wasn't so hard. That was fun. Hell yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well. Oh, no! I'm cursed. 2, 3, 4. If I do this the other way around, though. 23. Sure. How many rounds are there? I don't know. 3 for a flush of 3, 1 for a flush of 2. Yeah, I don't think we can get a full flush. Because of the... Yeah. Because of the curse of the, other one. Oh, I got bonus bravery too, which means we can go to... You've been having weird dreams, as usual. They seem to get worse around glow. You wake from a dream that has tears drying on your face, though you can't remember why, just that you were terrified. Whatever it was, it felt real enough that, for a moment, you just lie in bed with your eyes closed and try to calm your breathing. You blearily rub your eyes and... Surprise! Oh, it's your birthday! Your dad leaps onto your bed and gives you a big cuddle. Happy birthday, little tomato head. 12 years old. Wow, can you believe it? No, your mom answers for you, laughing as she hands you your presents. It was just yesterday Antecedent was showing me how to change your diaper. Because it's your birthday, your parents have brought in food from the canteen so you can all eat together on your bed. As you stuff your face with savory tofu chunks, you open your presents. Which one is your favorite? Aww. I will be deciding based on this. Oh, that's lovely. I'm soft for this one because it gives you no stat bonuses, but it's just a gift from your mom. But I do want to know, who is my best friend on this? It might be Dees, actually. Or Mars. Probably Mars, because I picked her as the best friend. I'm very soft for that one. They're exotic because they came from Earth. I saved these seeds in cold storage for over 20 years just for this day, your mom says proudly. These are the first earth flowers to bloom on Vertumna. White astrantia. She pinches your cheek. They're special, just like you. Good mums are the best. Proud owner of a new Pip-Boy 3000. As your dad clears away the wrapping paper and the dishes from breakfast, your mom folds her hands on the table and gives you a serious look. Uh-oh. So, she says, we've been here for 2 years now. I know your dad and I always said you're in charge of your schedule, but we've been keeping an eye on you. Oh, fuck. A loving eye, your dad interjects, stuffing wrapping paper into a recycler pickup bin. A trusting, gentle eye. You've been staying active, your mom continues. That's great. A healthy body is a healthy mind, and you'll need both in life. Uh-oh. Your dad joins you again. So, it's time to start thinking about how you're going to contribute to the colony when you're older. At the look on your face, he laughs. Don't worry. We're not going to make you get a job right now. We're just asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? A mom with 10 kids. That sounds fucking terrifying. have the stats for all of these. I don't want 10 kids. That sounds horrific. I mean, I could do 2, 3 at a stretch. I think 10 might kill me. My father's name is Geranium? That has never come up. I almost said, how do I know that? Yeah, how do I know my own father's name? It's a mystery. Oh god, didn't someone just say I could end up running the place? What is my persuasion? It's at 19. I'm sorely tempted. Is one of these for perception? I want to see which one that is. No. A famous idol. I could go for farming. Ah, fuck it, Monster Hunter. I'm like, what am I, 12? Yeah, I think a 12-year-old is likely to say something like Monster Hunter. Your mom laughs. You've been playing too many Hollow games, Solana, she says. Hunting monsters? I hope it doesn't come to that. She rubs her leg onto the table, where the prosthetic attaches to her bone. Just remember, being a hero isn't all it's cracked up to be. Well, your mom starts to get up. I'm sure your friends all want to wish you a happy birthday. She stops and snaps her fingers. Oh, you might not have considered a career as a depot clerk, but Al and Bernie mentioned their daughter Mars is working there, and she needs some help. Now that people can freely order luxuries, it's pretty busy there. Sure beats shoveling dirt, your dad laughs. If you don't take that job, you tell Mars I'll be right there. Your mom rolls her eyes and smiles. Oh my god, it's literally Fallout 3. Get your Pip-Boy, start contributing to the vault. In fairness, they're not making me start contributing yet. They're making me train to contribute. Which, I'll allow it. I want to be a teacher like Professor Hal. Meanwhile, the parents, shit, they want to die. I think probably an active concern for Dees. Ah, yes, we can dare him to eat the worm. Oh yeah? Dees counters. Well, I double dare you to eat a worm. You can't just turn down a double dare. You're no meek little hop-eye. Slimy, unsatisfying, very, very gross. Dees eats his like a noodle, slurping it up and wrinkling his nose as it wriggles his mouth. Yuck, he says, swallowing it whole, then shows you his empty mouth. You should have known better than to dare a person who fears nothing. Oh, that's me playing Elden Ring. Dees almost completely ignores you in favor of playing a game on his holopad. Just one, he mutters, then cusses and stomps his feet as the game lets out a cheery whistle of defeat. Stupid game, Dees hisses. He looks like he'd throw the game away if it wasn't literally attached to his hand. Okay, apparently the 90% of being friends with Dees is daring him to do shit and then getting double dog dared back. You approach an enemy just as she's about to bite into a sandwich the size of her head. Mom says I'm about to hit my growth spurt, she says, chewing with her mouth open. She says I got a hollow leg. Teenagers. Tang is craning her head, looking around what she can see of the colony from the laboratory doors. Have you seen my brother? She asks. He stormed out of class today. Again. She pinches the bridge of her nose. All I did was point out that he consistently makes the same mathematical error, and offered a mnemonic to aid his memory in the future. I don't see how I'm the monster here. Hey, her social skills are worse than mine, which is a high bar to set. Cal has collected a fine assortment of plastic and metal containers and assembled them into what passes for a drum set, and his clattering away at them echoes through the garden. When he sees you, he twirls his drumstick and gives you a cheeky smile. What? They were just gonna get nano-recycled anyway. Your mom is using this quiet time to plan this year's crop layout. It's important to rotate the crops to ensure something nitrogen replenishment? She doesn't explain it very well. Hey, I remember doing that in school. I don't think nitrogen's the only thing that you need to rotate them for, but it is one of the main ones, I think. Your dad is engrossed with his work, analyzing a robust flowering vine with clusters of faintly glowing beans. He hums, then makes notes on his hollow palm. Oh, look who's here, he says, realizing with a jolt that you're standing there. I found a really interesting plant. Question, if you eat glowing beans, do you think they make your stomach glow? I don't want to shovel dirt. Mars, what you got for me? Oh, hey Solana, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, I can't talk now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot, she clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Mars's smug smile gets, somehow, even more smug. Plus, I get the first pick of all the best stuff. You know what? We'll just tell her it's amazing. Wow, Mars, that's amazing. You lay it on really thick. How Mars is just so cool, how everything she does is totally great, and how she's obviously the most important person in the colony. You're going to start a Mars fan club in her honor. She just laughs. Nice try, Solana, but thanks for the compliments. I was at least hoping to get some positive. And then she just leaves without even offering to help you get you a job. Drat, sucking up to Mars didn't work? What's next? Having to actually ask for what you want? Ugh, maybe you can ask again later. Do I want to deliver supplies? We could do with some better mental skill. Oh god, her reasoning is so low. How do I boost that? Is there anything in... I should probably pick these up. Counter offer, no. What do I need to boost my reasoning? Because I don't think I have any active brain cells right now. Life sciences or humanities? Life sciences, okay. You're not sure what to expect from life sciences class this soon after Professor Hal's death. He was the teacher back on the ship. Who could possibly replace him? You take your seat in the classroom. There's no teacher here yet. You and the other students wait, exchanging awkward glances as time passes. Eventually, Chief Engineer Instance breezes through the door. She's accompanied by Tang, who takes a seat beside you, barely giving you a second look. Life Sciences, Instance snaps. Who can tell me what it is? She points at you. Solana, start us off with a correct answer, please. Biochem, medicine, ecology, geology. You easily rattle off the subject names. Instance doesn't look pleased, but she doesn't look disappointed either. That's about as good as you ever get from her, honestly, so you can count that as a win. Those are the worst people to be teachers. Take the win where you find it. Don't worry about the stars. Okay, there's a lot to be getting up to, so... Nobody's got any unique dialogue from the looks of it, which means we're gonna get straight to doing some work. I think defense training might be a good call if we're gonna keep going outside. Rhett was right. Sometimes you have to learn just to run the hell away. To that end, you spend a lot of time working on first perceiving danger before it sees you, and then on conditioning your body so that you can run away. The best defense is not needing to defend yourself in the first place. Hey, we even hit the super goal. I will take it. Oh, that's a big boost to combat. Oh, yeah, because I had that one. I should have been doing that all month. And yet, I did not. Cool. Okay, Tang is still doing the mnemonic about mathematics. Cal is vibing. You know what? I'm gonna give Cal another plant. Medicinal roots. Ooh, maybe I should hang on to... Okay. Yeah, he had... Oh! Hold this to your head now, my darling. You hear as you enter the garden looking for Cal. It'll help with the swelling. I'm assuming that's Dad. Oh no, it's not. Cal is sitting with his mother, Auntie Tira, who kneels beside him holding an ice pack to his head. Cal's eyes are a little puffy. He rubs them and sniffs as you approach. Hello, Solana. Tira greets you with a kind smile. Don't worry. Recalcitrance just took a tumble off of something he shouldn't have been climbing. Who the hell names their child Recalcitrance? I thought it was short for, like... I didn't know what it was short for. Mom, Cal complains. It wasn't that bad. You gonna be okay? I'm okay, Cal reassures. I just bumped my head a little. Mom always knows how to make it better, he says with a boyish smile, even if I'm old enough to take care of myself. My brave boy, Tira says, stroking his hair. Thanks for humoring me. She looks over to you. Don't let him show off for you, Solana. Ground-based feats of bravery only for the rest of the day. Cal whines and wrinkles his nose. Tira laughs and wraps him in a big motherly hug, rocking him back and forth. Despite his protests, Cal's eyes close in happiness. He really loves his mom. I think that's the first time we've met her. Ooh, hefty red Xeno egg. Okay. Actually, wait. I think both of those are new. You spot your dad oh, shoot. They refreshed. Whoops. I think we've done the pollen one. Can we get the other ones back? Nope. You spot your dad catching a break inside the geoponics domes. He takes a huge glug from his canteen, then upends the rest over his face. Whew, he exclaims. Wish I could take my eyes out of my head, wash them off, and pop them back in. He laughs at the look on your face. Too gross? Too gross. Sorry, kiddo. This pollen is just so itchy. Fucking relatable. Are you eating enough? Your mom says, looking at you critically. Drinking enough water? It's hotter here than you're used to. You have to take care of your body if you want it to take care of you. Dang it, we did miss out on the other ones. That's what I get for being lazy. My dads are so uncool, Mars complains. Mars, do your homework. Mars, you should help out more. Mars, we're going to cut off your allowance. She scoffs. As if, right? That money is mine. I earn it. With a toss of her hair over her shoulder, she seems above it all entirely. Doing what? Do you even have to ask? My presence enlivens this dreary colony. I'm their beloved daughter. They owe me. I don't want to work at the depot. I'm not asking about that. I want to go outside and get into trouble. Okay, an enemy is having the same crisis every teenager does. I should keep that. I'm not going to, but here you go. Shoot. I thought he'd like that. Brat. If they really want to stop Mars in her tracks, they need to ban desserts, yeah. I don't think that would stop her. I think she'd just take up baking. I think we could do with some more defense training, to be honest. An enemy's big brother, Com, teaches karate techniques to the class. Kicks, punches, flips, all the cool stuff. He's much more calm than Security Chief Rhett, and takes the time to connect with you instead of just relying on intimidation. You kind of wish he was the Chief of Security instead. Maybe one day. Rhett can't be the boss forever, right? Okay, 2 people have died in the year that 2 years we've been here. Maybe don't wish for that. Com organizes your first karate tournament. Well, he doesn't call it a tournament. It's more like an exhibition to show off how far everyone has come in their training. There's informal sparring matches and feats of strength, like high kick challenges and breaking boards. Despite Com's best intentions, an enemy is absolutely taking this like a competition. She takes her place next to you at the board breaking station and gives you a challenging look, tossing her unruly hair over her shoulder. Is it on? Oh, it's on. You break boards until your hands are red and sore, but it's no competition. An enemy chews through those boards like they're made of soy bars. Anemone is encouraging. You're getting good. You just have to focus your power through your body more. Like, it's not just your hand doing the work, she says, slapping you on the back. How are her hands not even sore? It was close, though. It wasn't, really, but it's nice she said so. Okay, total 5 kudos if total equals the goal. 5, 10. If I swap those two around, I think we can bring it down to... Ah, perfect. Pay me. I have no money, pay me. I got 4 kudos. What? When I had a minus kudos card, I think. Your dad comes back from work one day looking seriously under the weather. He's pale, with deep circles under his eyes, and he keeps sneezing. It's fine, he insists. It's just all this pollen in the air. It's gunking up the old air tubes. Do you remember hay fever, Flulu? We always got it back on Earth, too. Your mom frowns and crosses her arms. We did, she agrees. So why isn't it bothering me? You're a lot tougher than me, Sweet Pete, your dad says, and your mom rolls her eyes. I'm sure I just have to get used to it, like you did, he continues. Maybe I'll go for a stroll outside the gates later, really get a good lungful of the stuff. I'll feel bad for a few weeks, but after that, I'll be fine. Your mom raises both eyebrows. Outside the gates? You? Your dad shrugs, then he falls into a fit of sneezing and can't answer. Your mom directs him to go lie down on their bed. You need rest, not machismo, she scolds him. Dad's infected, preemptive rip. Yep, pretty much guaranteed. I don't have achoo! Your dad sneezes. A macho bone in my body, foo-foo, and I have to fertilize the corn and the pixie beans this week. Uh-huh, your mom grunts. Your dad pulls a handkerchief from his pocket and sneezes into it a few times. Big, yelling honk sneezes that echo through your whole quarters. He pulls it away from his face, and you can tell that something is wrong. Huh, your dad says weakly, holding up the handkerchief away from his face. It's bright fuchsia pink and glittering in the light. That's weird. Then his eyes roll back in his head, his knees buckle, and your mom yells for you to call Instance. Chief Engineer Instance takes your dad's vitals and gives him a cursory look over, but she seems satisfied with what she sees without having to do a thorough examination. The explorers have started calling this the shimmer, she says, shining a light down your dad's throat. He's looking a little better, but not much. It's an airborne environmental toxin, likely in the pollen fog. Will he be okay? It doesn't seem to cause long-term damage to the body, Instance explains. She gestures in the air, making notes on her hollow eye that only she can see. I've been tracking its effects for 3 seasons now. The toxin is flushed out of the body after 3 to 5 days, and is not contagious. She looks down at your father. What that means for you, Geranium, since you're particularly susceptible to the toxin, you should be taking better pains to avoid exposure. If you must go out during pollen, use a respirator. Your dad smiles weakly. You got it, boss, he says. Your mom smiles and puts her hand over his. As your literal boss, I'm ordering you not to come into work for the rest of the week, she says. You're on strict bed rest. She leans in to touch her forehead to his. They stay like that, smiling with relief. I'm fucking relieved. I don't trust it. Even after 1 day of bed rest, your dad is looking a lot better. He's clearly anxious to get back out into the fields. You're gonna love this new crop, Solana. It's called a pixie bean. They glow in the dark. He's already pulling on his boots. The fields look so beautiful at night. I'm happy that we finally found something that would actually grow here, that isn't soy, and more soy. I'm happy too. I'm happy you're not dead, 'cause that was cutting it close. An enemy's got a hollow leg. Adise is reading a fantasy novel. Oh, Tang has something to say. Your hollow palm pulses with a message from Tang. Hello, Solana. If you're not occupied, could I ask for your assistance in the lab? Thank you in advance. Tangent. Typical Tang. But her asking for help is something so rare that you can't help but head over right away. You find her hunched over a spectrometer, making notes on a holoscreen. Oh, you're here, she says, blinking rapidly. She looks like she's been awake for days. wrinkled, a little shiny, and with the wild-eyed look of someone who needs a cup of blep tea. Straight to the point, really, with Tang. I'm researching the shimmer, the respiratory illness some people report during pollen, she says. I'm loath to admit it, but I need your assistance. She takes 4 vials of with swabs inside and puts them into your hands. I need recent saliva samples from both you and your father. There must be a reason why he's so susceptible to the shimmer and you're not. You share half of your genetic code with him. There must be some marker we can compare between the 2 samples. Then, she continues, pulling another vial from a rack of test tubes, administer this to yourself, wait 3 days, and take the samples again. The test should be able to determine if anything in your body chemistry has changed. Tang looks at you very seriously, cutting through her bleary expression. There's something going on here, she whispers. Something really, really big. I've begun to realize this is about more than just curing a disease. She squeezes your hands so hard it almost hurts. Unlocking the secrets of the shimmer, who it affects and why, it could lead to a greater understanding of all life on Vertumna. And knowledge. Knowledge is more than power, Solana. It's control. Okay. I'm not going to ask if she's okay. I'm scared to do so. Thank you, Tang says. I've been researching so hard I think my eyes are going to fall out of my head. And for what? Well, for the end of a debilitating disease is a pretty good reason, but Tang just shakes her head at herself before you can answer. We're at a disadvantage here, she mutters. We're fighting blind. We need to understand this planet if we're going to get it under our control. Oh, these are sus. Okay. Father, I come with a request. Spit in this. Okay, I don't actually need to do anything with him, it seems. Do I not? That feels like something I should have to do something with. Oh, I can just drag that. That's kind of neat. Help. There we go. Is Mars talking to me? No, she's still complaining about her parents. How old are we again? 12? Yeah, alright, I'll grant that one. I feel like we could do with some biology if we're going to be building our animals as well. Alas, we're not going into the humanities. Ooh, I can register for engineering classes, though. Using Congruence's HoloNet scheduling system is almost a test on its own. You feel like a hacker navigating the confusing interface, but manage to add your name to the list of drop-in students. You are now eligible to join Tangent and some of the older students in engineering classes. Oh, hell yeah. I mean, it's gotta be worth trying. The colony is still reeling from Professor Hal's death. You're not sure who to expect when you go to class today. You take your seat in the classroom. Chief Engineer Instance is chatting near the front with Tangent, but as the class fills up, Tang returns to her seat, and Instance fires up Congruence's holoprojection. All right, listen up, Instance says. Congruence is expensive as hell to run in an interactive mode, but you'll have to do as your teacher for now. I'm far too busy to be teaching children. That's not what you said in life sciences. Congruence takes her place at the front of the classroom. Today, we will learn about me. I'm the ship's onboard intelligence, but what does that mean? Does anyone have any questions for me? How do you know so many things? My brain is big, she explains. It's just enormous, really. Much bigger than this little monitor you see here, and it's connected to the ship's HoloNet. So anything you can look up on your holopalms, I just know. What's your job? Well, right now, part of me is showing animal videos to children in the creche, and part of me is here teaching you, but most of me is monitoring the engines which give us power, and the life support systems that make it comfortable in here. Do you have to eat and poop? She laughs, which has never sounded quite the same as a real person's laugh to you. Ha ha! I guess you could say I eat electricity, but not in the same way you get energy from food. But no, I have never pooped. I think it sounds kind of neat, actually. Congruence explains that she had to do all kinds of calculations to help fly the ship and land it, and that she was designed to provide a user-friendly interface to the ship's systems. But Hal modded me to be far more than that, she says proudly. Now I can even tell jokes. Why did the computer cross the road? She asks. I don't know. Why? Congruence smiles wryly. 01010100001101111. Continuing, I'm not saying all of that. I'm already getting confused. Nice. I am not reading out binary code because I already... my brain hurts enough. She scares me. Okay. I'm assuming I don't... considering it's never come up, I'm assuming I don't need to actively ask him to spit in the tube for Tang. Oh, actually, I should view the notice board. Colony food shortfall minus 100%. Colony security rating 0%. What? We have a security rating of 0%? Don't we have a security team? I could relax in the lounge. I should probably relax in the lounge. But if I do it on the wall, I get friendship points. The view from the top of the towers is stunning. In almost every direction, you see the untouched beauty of Vertumna spill out before you. Well, except for where they've cut down a bunch of mush trees, and where the expedition vehicles have churned up the dirt, and where the drainage system has made a big muddy puddle, and... I'm starting to get a feeling this might be about the environmental impact. I hope I didn't just forget the Vista one by accident. Okay, yeah, no, I still have that. A suspicious lack of speech bubbles. Okay. Mother Henning. Father Henning. Roostering? Sure. Do you really think there are aliens here? Mars asks, looking out at the colony walls. Like, not the weird monster animal ones, but like human-type ones? She sighs and crosses her arms. I almost want to meet an alien just because it would be something to do. Sure. Have a flower. Wow, Mars! She holds the flower up to look at it. A flower? A cheap gift, but I suppose it will look good in my hair. Thank you. Oh, she actually likes yellow flowers. Never mind. I'm no longer complaining. Okay, I'm complaining a little bit. You didn't have to call it cheap. I don't have a voice for her, and we'll have to work on that. I'm sneaking out again, though. Can I get a map, please? The muck hides interesting bugs and other treasures for those willing to put their hands down the right holes. Are you? Sure, why not? Looks dark. Look closer. You stuck your hand down enough holes to know this one's probably safe. You can't hear anything rustling around in there. That is phrasing on purpose. Sweet! Literally, the hole is filled with sugar bugs. These palm-sized balls of squish exude a sweet syrup when you tickle them. You fill a bottle with it, then let them go again. Should be worth a few kudos to Auntie Seaton in the kitchens. Mars belongs in a garbage can. Mars isn't that bad. She's a little self-absorbed and insufferable, but there were some instances earlier, I I think probably around when Tammy died, where I don't think she's as bad as... She's also 12, to be fair. Like, she is 12. We're all 12. Oh, I can't go past that. You leave the path and sneak through a strand of mush trees. Oh, it's the same sawmill. But I get a card this time. Yeah, this is the same one. Oh, quest. Hey, Dees. The second sun is beginning to set, and you're planning your route back to the gates when you spot Dees in the distance. He waves you over. Hi, Solana, he says gloomily. He sighs. I wish we didn't have to go home. I wish we could stay out here forever. I would miss my parents. But it is also kind of cool, and I'm 12, so I don't think I'd say that. Yeah, me too. What if, he begins, what if we didn't go home? Today, I mean. What if we stayed out and camped overnight? He gestures to the pack on his back. I brought a tent, just in case, and a perimeter sensor, and I found a spot right near the depot that looks safe. I mean, hell yeah, camp out. Personally, I hate camping, because it's just... the bugs. I don't do bugs. But 12-year-olds are kind of unhinged. Dee sets up the tent while you place the perimeter posts around the edge of the clearing. If anything trips this invisible wall around your campsite, at least you'll know about it. Without even saying goodnight, Dees crawls into the tent, takes off his jacket and stuffs it behind his head, then curls up in a ball facing the wall. He falls asleep almost immediately. You crawl in beside him and pull a thermal blanket over yourself. You're exhausted from a long day of hiking in the jungle, so despite the excitement of being out in the wild at night, you quickly fall asleep as well. I am going to be skinned alive by my parents. You both wake up to a blaring alarm and bright lights filling the campsite. It's the perimeter alert. Something must have triggered it. Dee sits bolt right up and looks at you with wide eyes. Should you go out there to check? I don't have a choice. Yeah, this is probably the parents coming to see where the fuck we are. 1, 2, 3. And we get a super win. Which was completely irrelevant, thank you. You both carefully open the door and peek out through a crack. Nothing. Whatever it was, the lights and noise must have scared it off. The sun is almost up, and you are definitely not getting back to sleep after that, so the two of you eat soy rations and quietly watch the sun rise over the jungle together. When the surveyors open the gates and start prepping for the day, you pack up your gear and go home. You expect the worst, but nobody even noticed you were gone. You left the privacy curtain on your bed closed, and your parents must have come in late and left early, thinking you were asleep the whole time. You're lucky, but it also makes you feel a little sad. Ooh, yeah. It's time for the 3rd annual Vertumnalia Festival. You gather with your family in the colony square. Everyone takes a seat as Governor Udicott approaches the stage. I could use with a calendar for this. She folds her hands and serenely addresses the crowd. What a pleasure to address you all today as your governor, she says, looking pleased as she ever does. In under 3 years, we've built a colony of which we can be truly proud. While we've suffered hardships and losses, we remain standing, as always. Looking toward the future, we are building together. Let us use this midsummer festival as a time to reflect on our many blessings, Udicott continues. Fresh water, good food, healthy children, and a strong community. Udicott bows her head. But first, let us remember Professor Halitosis. Who names their child Halitosis? Who guided our children and kept our engines running for so many years. Chief Engineer Instance will be filling in, with help from our ship's AI congruence, until someone can take up the mantle that rests so easily on Hal's broad shoulders. We also recognize the passing of our dear friend, Chief Surveyor Melatonin. Known for his gentle nature and his curious spirit, Tonin joins his daughter Aspartame and his partner Lavandula in the world of our memories. In his place, we welcome our youngest council member ever, Utopia, representing expeditions. Some of these Professor Halitosis, is there a Professor Pustule too? No. I get the distinct feeling that a lot of the people, when they were back on Earth in the commune, chose names by opening a dictionary and picking a word they thought looked nice. For example, Tonin named his daughter Aspartame. Udicott invites the rest of the council to stand and be recognized among the crowd, including your mom, who huffs in annoyance. When the applause dies down and the council sits, Utopia remains standing. Actually, Annie Udicott, y'all mind if I just make a quick announcement? Udicott nods and Utopia clears her throat. I just wanted to say thanks to y'all who are trusting me with this job, she says, her clear voice ringing out over the crowd. A cheer rises from Expeditions, and she motions for them to quiet down. Uncle Tonin's left some big shoes to fill, and, well, I'm going to give it my best. We're fixin' to get to the bottom of what we're callin' the shimmer, the sniffles folks have been gettin' during pollen, Utopia continues. Until we do, please keep on wearing your masks when the pollen is thick, and let the doc know if you're under the weather. She bends down to hug the governor as she leaves the stage. Thank you, Utopia, Udicott says warmly, and thank you to the rest of the council for their service. Live music starts playing and Udicott smiles. And now it's time for games and feasting. The crowd disperses towards the feasting table, clearing the area of chairs so the children's competitions can be held. Which will you do this year? Bot triathlon! Bot triathlon! Calm keeps adding complexity to his bot wrestling game. Last year was the hollow obstacle course, and this year there's an accuracy challenge. Sink 3 baskets and you can move on to the next stage, Calm says, unveiling something with a flourish. A vacuum bot with a basket tied to its head. It chirps as it stomps back and forth, and the crowd cheers. You're competing against an enemy and Cal. You notice they're not racing around together. Cal is playing with the vacuum bot, and an enemy is standing next to her brother. You're up first. Oh, cool. It just locks its ass in there. Cool. Oh, hold on. If we do that, we can get a... Oh, shoot. Sure. I might just let that one play out. Oh, it stays there. I'm in danger. Wait, that's a 4. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Wait, 17, 19. Okay, let me see about colors. Color code that. Do these gems do anything? Because it says the gems matter for other cards. 2, 3, 4. Oh, okay. +1 for each gem on other cards. +1 for every unpaid. There we go. And we get our win, too. You thought the accuracy portion would be harder. Those vacuum bots could be fast when they're on a mission. This one seems to get bored waiting for you to complete the obstacle course, so by the time you line up to take your shots with the sports ball, it's stopped running around and has taken to carefully vacuuming the dirt underneath its feet. You easily sink your baskets and move on to the wrestling competition and win by a huge margin. An enemy pouts and stomps over to Calm, yelling that it wasn't fair that you got it easy. She refuses to speak to you until Calm makes you sits you both down and makes you shake hands, pointing out that an enemy also got hit by 5 hollow obstacles and couldn't have won anyway. An enemy begrudgingly accepts your win. After the festivities, you take time off for a much-needed, very relaxing break. Your dad sets up a slip and slide through the colony square, and everyone takes turns sliding on their stomachs and spraying water at each other. It's a lot of fun. You can feel your worries floating away in the hot dust suns. That's right, I forgot the festival clears all your stress. Double kudos, but I'm still ignoring that. You and an enemy are playing in the garrison yard with sticks, chasing each other around and pretending to be sword fighting. The adults training nearby are patient with you, as long as you don't get near the target dummies, but sometimes you stray too close. "Watch out, Annie!" one of the security personnel calls out as an enemy bumps into her. "You kids stay behind the fences, okay?" "It's an enemy," she retorts as you both retreat to a safe distance. An enemy throws her stick to the ground and pouts. "Just 'cause everyone else shortens their name, it doesn't mean I have to do it. I like being an enemy, but having a nickname is kinda cool. And mysterious. Like having a call sign, you know. What would you call me, Solana?" How about Nem?" Nem tilts her head. "Huh, I've never heard that one before." She mimes swinging a sword a few times. Nem, Nem. "I like it. Short and punchy, just like me. It's kinda like I'm a venturer from a story." Nem picks up her discarded stick. "Now," she says, brandishing it at you, "prepare to be defeated by the mighty Nem." You spend the next hour sparring with Nem in the yard. Have I just renamed this character? Probably. You're almost never afraid, almost. Tang, do you have anything to say about the shimmer? No, you are complaining about paper folding. Ooh, Dees has something new to say, though. Dees is sitting in the bed of one of the expedition vehicles, tinkering with a bit of tech. He tries to hide it when he sees you, but it's in so many pieces that he only manages to shove some behind him before he gives up and glares at you mistrustfully. "What do you want?" "What are you doing?" Dees squints at you. "Promise you won't tell on me," he says. "Promise." "They weren't using it," he starts, already sounding defensive, as he turns over the biggest piece of the device in his hands. "It was just sitting there in command, so when they weren't looking, I took it. And no one noticed." He seems excited about this fact. "I think it's part of a communication device," he says thoughtfully. "So I'm trying to figure out how it works. I want to talk to the aliens." I do not have engineering 10. Rip. Just be careful. Dees nods and fiddles with the device. "Who cares?" he says. "People on Earth used to use stuff like this, thinking that it could pick up the voice of ghosts," Dees says, "but it was probably just radio waves. So I figure if I'm looking for radio waves..." "Aliens have to exist," he continues, quietly but with great conviction. "They have to. You can't have this much life on a planet without some of it being smart like we are." He sighs. "I just want to talk to them," he says. "Maybe I'd fit in more with aliens than I do here." "None of these are good. Anything is possible." Dees nods and looks outward into the mushroom forest. "I know you're just trying to be nice," he says quietly. "Even if you think we're really alone out here and you're just lying to make me feel better, it's still nice." "Oh, wow. You can admit that." "An improvement to your attitude is what I want," to shoot my head. Hey, great. You've escaped from work, I assume? Yeah, no, I don't think there's any improving that. Animals, combat, engineering. I'm gonna go outside. We're sneaking out again. You've escaped and consumed food, just waiting for midnight to feel a new pain in your back as you age. No, don't. Mostly because it's probably going to be in your knees instead. Let's see if we can get a little further. Oh, hell yeah, we can. Yeah, we can go find a new area. Keep exploring! Oh. Yeah. Well, now I'm just disappointed. You come across a cluster of bush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. If you were older, you could probably cut them down and get some kudos for them. Give them a friendly pat. You like the mush trees. You give one a pat and are surprised when it moves under your hand. It's not the tree, though, but a camouflaged creature lying against the trunk. It's small and looks like a little like an octopus or a starfish, Lots of long legs wrapped around the tree like it's giving it a hug. Well, I'm glad it didn't bite me. I think I'd have taken that personally. This planet is full of all sorts of bugs. Little wrigglers, hopping beetles, shiny creepers, and snaily things. Oh my! You crouch in the long grasses and explore a square meter in great detail. There's so much to see. You don't even know what any of these things are. They might not even have names yet. Don't touch them. That could bite. You stare with big eyes at the wonders of the natural world. Okay, that's kind of cute. That's a baby! How do I get down there? That doesn't look good. There in the clearing, the most majestic creature you've ever seen. It's like a unicorn from your dad's storybooks, but with leathery reptile skin that shines when the light hits it. It moves so softly, like it doesn't even disturb the ground. It could be dangerous, but you want to see what it does. I have good perception. Oh, okay, cool. That actually counts as a... I don't have gems on any of the other cards. This is an L. 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1, 2, 3. I don't have a 4. Shoot. Hey. Okay, well, we have enough to get through the next. Okay, unchangeable. A stress cry. Fucking relatable. Wait a second. 4, 4. 1, 2, 3. Hey! Hit the super goal. Why didn't I get any stars for that? Best score 29. Oh. As you settle in to watch it from behind a strand of mush trees, the Unisaur looks up towards you, startled by your movement. You try to hold perfectly still and quiet your breathing. After a tense moment, it goes back to its business. First, it sniffs out a good tree and rubs the scent glands on its neck against it thoroughly. Then it pees, like a crystal waterfall on a rock. Everything it does seems magical. You quietly take a picture with your hollow palm, but you know you can't share it or you'd get caught for sneaking out. Next, it sharpens its horn against a rock which is scored with marks from having done this before. This must be its favorite sharpening rock. You notice a bulge in its stomach. It must have had a huge meal recently. Eventually, it curls up for a nap. You quietly sneak away. This was so wonderful. Vertumna is a magical place. Aww. And I learned something about the local fauna. I want to get around there. You're minding your own business when you stumble into... It's so hot. The two suns are beating down on you. The ground is cracked and parched, and so are you. Ahead is a long stretch with no trees, just the merciless heat of the sun scorching the ground. Spot a stream to drink from. You cup your hand and drink from the stream. Ew! It has a terrible metallic taste, and it's so acidic it feels like it's burning your mouth. What is wrong with this stupid planet? Some nearby beetles with iridescent oil-slick shells are drinking nearby. They seem to think it's just fine. Then one of them belches a short jet of fire. Oh. There. A shady route through it. Cool! I think I drank nitrogen. Sure. That works. There we go. Heck yeah. Might as well. Went from everything is magical to screw this planet in 0.5 seconds. Yeah. You spend some time going the long way around, taking shelter under some mush trees. It's still sweltering in the shade, but not as bad. To be fair, that's the same with Earth. Everything is beautiful, and then I step in some dog shit. I changed my mind. You're quietly strolling along a path when suddenly everything goes quiet. The wilderness is never quiet. There's always insect noises, the chirping of reptiles. Even the wind in the trees has gone entirely silent. There's something unnatural about this place. Bravely continue on. This is a terrible idea that might be stupid rather than brave, but I'm doing it anyway, because there was a challenge attached. Sure. Oh, I should have popped that in with the pants. Okay. There you go. Still no stars, even on a super win. In before you die? Yeah, possibly. Oh. You walk through the quiet area, then noise starts up again. The mystery will have to remain unsolved. Spooky. Where is the... This isn't where I wanted to go. There was an animal I was looking for. Hold on. There it is. How do I get in there? Maybe I have to go down and around. Ah, here it is. You let your mind wander as you're walking and bumble straight into a field of gelatinous blob grass. Totally transparent, the sticky fronds are hard to see, but even harder to ignore, especially once they start glomming to your boots and slowing you down. It's like trudging through thick mud. You stubbornly decide to keep going, paying close attention to the visible signs of this blob grass field, and there aren't many, just an absence of other vegetation. We're looking for a path through it, because I'm touching that animal that looked like a odd squirrel. Nice. Sure. It works. +1 to the skill. Set neighbors to the value. I might skip that one actually. +1 for every gem. Hold on, if we do it in that order we get... Yeah. Bonus perception. Oh, we're almost up to the... Okay, we have... Oh, of course, I took the Geno edition for the eagle eyes, so we get bonus perception anyway. There it is. You can hop along from that rock to that fallen log, then climb over those old pieces of surveying equipment. You get through the villainous blob grass. You spend a bunch of time on it, though, and it takes some tricky balancing. It's tiring. Thank you for the flower. Hi! Hop eyes are usually docile little creatures. They don't even come up to knee height. They eat grass and hop away when you come near. But something has riled this group up. You see them fighting each other, getting in close, then rolling onto their backs and kicking with their big foot, punting each other up to 2 meters away. It's neat behavior, so you sit and watch, until you suddenly realize you're surrounded. They've stopped fighting with each other, and are all staring at you. They pounce. Yeah, it's probably mating season. That does tend to happen. Sure. Actually, hold on, we've got 2, 2, 2. Yeah, I was right. There we go. Bonus points for the flush. And we get our 3 stars! The cute little critters kick you, but you kick back. You send them scurrying back off to pick on smaller creatures than you. Hop Eye stew time. No, don't hurt them. They're cute. And I probably don't want to eat something that's in mating season. A nearby pond has dammed up and washed out the path here. The path continues on the other side. We're bravely jumping over it. Man, we are getting so many challenges done today. Get those two cleared. +1. All red cards under 2 become 2. There you go. And +1 for cards with gems. There we go. I won't use the other one for Mars because it's minus money and I hardly make any of that as it is. You bravely fall in and get wet. You flounder towards the other side, soaked but victorious. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Ooh, a new perk. Bravery. Draw an extra card at the start of challenge. Effect stacks. Effect stacks? Oh, maybe there's other stats that'll allow me to do that. You don't see Nem. She sees you first. Tag! She exclaims, pouncing on you from behind. You're it. I need to buff some of my stats because I also need a nap, apparently. Okay, nobody has new dialogue. Not even Mars. Alright. We always relax in the walls. This time we're relaxing in the lounge. You organize a raid on the kitchen pantry for snacks. They want to be free. You must liberate them. Yeah, we're forgetting stress ball, sports ball. And it's waning. Anything new to say, you grumpy little shit? No. Ugh. A ripe blue bobber fruit. Yes, thank you, Mother. I have been dismissed, I see. Oh, I can help him with the animals now! Your dad is up to his elbows in rich brown dirt. You've rarely seen him happier. Hey, Gooseberry, he says, scrunching his nose at you instead of waving. Here to give your old man a hand? I could use one. I'm helping him with the animals. I haven't been able to do this yet. Your dad is working with the float cows. One of them is sick and isn't producing enough urine as ballast, and it keeps wanting to float away. Your dad is building a spike so he can tie her down until she feels better. You hold onto the leash, feeling like a little kid with a balloon. A big, woolly, gassy balloon. It looks down at you with placid, unblinking eyes. You can see yourself refracted in them. Weird. Neat. I mean, I just appreciate that I can finally do that one. Ooh, a couple more points in animals and I actually get a perk, I think. Let me see about engineering, though. See, life sciences is biology and reasoning. Engineering is engineering and reasoning. Ooh, hiccups. Kudos doubled. I'm ignoring that. I think defense training gives me points in animals. Yeah. There's so many people training in self-defense today that you have to break out into stations. What do you want to work on today? Capoeira. Helmet training seems like a bad idea. Nem's been studying videos of other martial arts and wants to learn some sweet dance moves to show off in class. She needs a partner, and you jump at the chance. Rhett watches you both, a skeptical look on his face. What does this have to do with self-defense? He says. The point of all of this isn't to have fun, it's to learn how to not die. Whatever. You're too busy learning how to do a sick handspin to pay attention. He rolls his eyes and stalks away, muttering about how you're wasting your time. You feel more in control of your body, though, which is undoubtedly going to help you in an actual fight. 5 kudos if total equals goal. Shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the super goal anyway. Screw the kudos. Oh, I did get a perk! Upgrade pet cards via relaxing in the park. We have a park? That might be new. probably want to get some combat points as well if I'm going to keep going outside and getting my ass beat. I should probably talk to Mars. Already did that. Tell me about working at the depot again. Oh, you want to hear more? She tosses her hair over her shoulder. You know, it's a lot of work. I practically run the whole command center. Requisitions and nanoprinting are the backbone of the whole colony. Wow, she sounds like Administrator Seek. Could I work there with you? Well, Mars hems and haws. I suppose it is a lot of work to do alone, and I do like you. We should stick together. Whatever Mars does to pull Administrator Seek's strings work, because an hour later you get a message from them on your holopalm. They're dubious that you'll be able to rise to the responsibilities of the role, but that's nothing new. Seek is dubious about everyone and everything. But they agree Mars would be more efficient if she had someone else to keep an eye on her. It is extremely funny that they're hiring me just to, like, babysit her. Yeah, I probably do want to work in the depot for a bit. Seek rolls their eyes when they see you report to the depot for your first day as a clerk. Oh, it's you, they deadpan. Well, at least you might learn something useful while you're here. The depot is where the precious nanoprinter lives. Seek lords over it like a tyrant, and they don't like children. They load the depot module on your holopalm and walk you through the process. People submit requisitions for the nanoprinter through this portal, they explain. It's your job to program the correct routine into the nanoprinter to fulfill their order. Then, you mark it as available for delivery or pickup, depending on if we have a delivery person available. Seek grumbles, and we almost never do. With that perfunctory explanation, Seek leaves you to figure out what to do on your own. It's okay for the first hour or so, because no one puts in a requisition at all. It is pretty early. Maybe everyone is still asleep? I'm not cleaning and organizing the depot. Seek will kill me. I'm sure they already have it done up to their perfection. We'll do some homework. You do a maths worksheet while you wait for the first order to come on. Hey, this isn't so bad. You're jerked back to reality by a haptic pulse through your holopalm. Your first order! You excitedly open your holopalm and read it. Elbow grease, 1 gallon, it reads. From Cal, Geoponics. Delivery ASAP. I need 10 reasoning to figure out that I'm being played here. Fulfill the requisition! You fix the requisition onto your holo screen and fire up the nanoprinter. Huh. There must be something wrong because you're not finding anything under... You're about to punch in the parameters for something similar to what's in the requisition when you hear someone laughing behind you. OMG, Mars exclaims, leaning over your shoulder to look at your holopalm. Are you serious? Are you kidding me right now? Like, Solana, that's not even a thing. Mars snaps her gum in your ear as she reaches over and dismisses the requisition. Here, I saved you from being a nullhead today. Now you owe me one, she says. I take payment in acts of service. She hops up onto the depot counter and primly crosses her legs. I am so totally relieved to have you as my assistant here, Solana. Finally, someone to haul boxes and fetch things so I can focus on the important work. You know what? Sure, sounds good to me. I don't care which one of you is in charge, Seek interrupts, so long as you get the work done. Mars can hardly wait until Seek is gone to giggle. Either way, I'm glad you're here. This job is usually so boring. Okay. Card becomes 2. There you go. God damn it, Mars. I find it's just easier to just smile and nod when she talks and then just go and do whatever the hell I was going to do anyway. Defense training, combat training. If I want them to let me out, I think I'm going to have to pick up my combat skills. Nem can make a competition out of anything. Fastest lap, heaviest lift, Most boards broken, highest kick. Most of the time she wins too. She's a fierce competitor. Card becomes 2. All cards under 2 become 2. Well, that saves that. Oh heck. There we go. We'll have to do combat again. I think we're almost there for getting up the... I'm guessing I need 30... Oh, it's the glow. Oh. I find it strange how someone dies almost every time the glow happens. Nobody has any new comments on when it's the glow. I mean, he's interested in a bunch of stuff. He does not care about my rocks. Food shortfall is minus 90%, which I think is good. And the security rating is still 0%. Which is bad. I'm not relaxing in the lounge. I'm gonna go do... Actually, I probably should. It's usually very stressful during the glow. Let me see. Persuasion could be better. Creativity, that's a lost cause for this playthrough, I think. Reasoning. Yeah, if I need 10 reasoning to figure out the concept of elbow grease saying, I think I need to get that up higher. Hi, kids! The ship's onboard intelligence, Congruence, glides into the room on her ceiling track and the class cheers. Congruence is so cool. She's like a person, but also a machine. She knows a lot of jokes and can tell you anything about space. She never gets bored or frustrated by your questions. You all know me, she says, but I'll bet some of you have questions about how I work. What do you want to know? I think I'm just going to listen. These seem to be the same questions as last time. Congruence explain. Oh, these are the same jokes. And same joke. Cool. Thanks, Congruence. That's what I've always wanted. Take that personally. That is infuriating, but I do still get the, yeah, I get the bonus for the streak. 2 data points form a line, but 3 is a pattern. The colony has been on high alert all glow, hoping that the creatures from beyond the wall don't return for a 3rd year in a row. Surveyors keep reporting that they're seeing unusual animal activity. Even the plants seem different, they say, and new tracks that must have been left by creatures larger and heavier than you've ever seen. You and the other colonists drill evacuation plans. You're in class when the sirens start to ring. The other kids fall to an alert hush. This is one of the assembly points, so you should be safe here, but it wasn't so safe here last year for Professor Hal. What if another creature gets in? Congruence, the new teacher, is just a face on a computer screen. She can't protect anyone. Congruence flickers cheerfully. Please stay calm, children, she says. The defense squad is already en route to the creatures. This should all be over soon. You've been told this before. As the sirens continue, you're faced with a choice. We're leaving. You stand up and leave. Tang and Mars stare at you like you have 3 heads. Congruence doesn't try to stop you. Not that she could. She doesn't even have hands. You slow to a walk as you near the outer doors of engineering. Something doesn't feel right. You stop to listen in the dim emergency lighting and hear the metallic popping of something overhead, in the ventilation ducts. Your blood goes cold. Monsters. They're here. You follow the sounds to a workshop and force yourself to look up through the slats of the vent. You gasp. 2 glistening, bug-like eyes peer down at you. No. 4? 6? They blink in syncopated pairs. Then you hear it over the sirens. A soft pinging noise, halfway between a chirp and a purr. The creature skitters spider-like from one side of the vent to the other. A small, furry tentacle slithers through the slats, searching for the vent release. When it can't find one, it bangs its body against the inside of the vent, denting the metal. Ooh, now we have options. Combat challenge, animal challenge. We're going to try and tame it, because this is a good idea. Card gets +1. Okay, we may have to push through this one as well. Ooh, 70 stress. Yikes. 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh, we win! Woo! You win it over by reading. That is the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen! Oh my god! You win it over by reading its body language and slowly building trust. It seems to want to join you, and you hope you'll be allowed to keep it. I would die for this. This is adorable. I would let this murder me. I don't care. You look up the species on your hollow palm and learn that vriki, so named for the trills they make, which yours is making now, cuddling up against your leg, are neither male or female, though they do require a mate to reproduce. So it's a they then. I will be calling it Bright Eyes. Oh, but Rikki-Tikki is a cute name. The valiant mongoose. Your new pet, Rikki-Tikki, trills happily, popping up in the air excitedly at the prospect of more food. Okay, so clearly Rikki-Tikki is from something. The valiant mongoose is new information to me. It isn't long before the sirens turn off, ringing 3 short pulses as the all-clear message flashes on your hollow palm. You and the other children file out of engineering, and you head back to your quarters. Your parents will want to know that you're safe. You manage to smuggle your new pet Vriki under your jacket and hide it under your bed before they arrive. That's gonna be... Your dad gives you a big hug, but your mom slumps in a seat at your small table. It's like they were going specifically for geoponics this time, she mutters, but your dad pets your hair and shushes her. I'm sure it was just bad luck, Flulabelle, he says, but your mom shakes her head and folds her hands in front of her mouth, staring out the porthole window at the fields. How am I going to keep this thing secret from my parents? I might have to just concede the point on this. Okay, so 10, 11, 12. It goes up to 19. Hi! Oh my god. I would die for this. That's so cute. What the shit? I love that it's following me, but I'm supposed to be keeping it a secret. Dees is sulking, leaning against the outer wall of the colony with his arms crossed. Mars called me a maladapted degenerate today, he says. Then she told me she's just trying to help. Like everything would be fine if I just acted like everyone else. He scowls. Everyone thinks we're so much better than the people we left back on Earth, but they're just as close-minded and stupid. I mean, you can't really disagree with him. Oh, hey, Cal. You catch Cal at the gate to the gardens. He's carrying a big bucket of rocks. Hi, Solana, he exclaims. He pauses to pat your pet on the head. And hello to you too, Rikki-Tikki. That's the little buddy right there. It is. Oh, okay, so Rikki-Tikki is, like, known about. I got caught. Oh, I'm supposed to tell you there's a new park near Geoponics now, Cal says. We can run around all we want and no one will say we're trampling the fields. You should come play there sometime. Bring Rikki-Tikki, they'll love it. Okay, I have a specific card for that, I think. I saw something earlier that mentioned it. Don't sneak up on Mom. Dad's lightly bullying me. Mars is frowning intently at her holopalm, typing a new message. Oh, excuse me, Solana. I just have to clear something up. she says, sparing you a look. An enemy posted her answers to the Everything About You survey on the colony message board, and she said that she thinks her brother Calm is the coolest person in the colony. Mars rolls her eyes. As if. Calm is like one of the hottest, but he's not sophisticated. Oh my god. Tell her about your day. Oh, I don't want to. No. Mars is always talking about how she's bored and wishes there was more to do here, but there are 100 reasons Vertumna isn't boring. You try to list them all. There's all the cool plants and new constellations to look at, and just yesterday you watched a Dorb's moth squeeze through a crack in the wall no animal should be able to fit through. Mars listens politely, but starts yawning halfway through. Less bored is still bored when it comes to Mars and Vertumna. You know what? Points for being polite about it. Oh my god, it's so cute. I'm gonna fucking die. We're not relaxing in the park yet because our stress is not capped. Utopia, can I go outside yet? No. Oh, you can't blame me for trying. Alright, combat training so I can get a perk. You use the VertSpace helmet to work on your situational awareness and agility. One of your favorite games is the one where you have to slice through fruits and vegetables as they fly towards you. You don't mind training if it's this fun all the time. Ah, Fruit Ninja. Card gets +1. Nice. What's that combat perk? New cards at the depot. That is not helpful to me. You wake to the sound of your parents arguing in hushed tones, clearly trying not to disturb you. You blink away the sleep from your eyes, eventually remembering. Wait, isn't today your 13th birthday? Where's your birthday cuddles? Your parents always make a big deal about your birthday. You peek out through the privacy curtain on your bunk and listen in on their argument. You're being unreasonable, your mom says. Solana is a teenager now. You have to give her the opportunity to take calculated risks, or she'll start acting out. That's just what being a teenager is. Going off into the wilderness isn't a calculated risk, your dad replies. It's too dangerous. It's weird to hear your parents arguing. If they ever disagree, they sort it out quietly or go to mediation. This time, they sound really upset. It's unsettling. The danger isn't... They glance at you. Your mom holds up her hand to silence you and goes back to talking. Geranium, she grates. You've said yourself that we need every person out there surveying for edible native plants. You're even going yourself. Why not our daughter? Your dad flails his hand helplessly. Because, Flulu, she's our daughter. It's our responsibility to keep her safe, and all the other kids are. You're not keeping anyone safe by coddling her, your mom almost shouts, and your dad flinches in shock. Solana's survival depends on her understanding this planet we're living on, so you're not doing her or the colony any favors by pretending like that's not the case. I can take care of myself. You're brave, but you aren't stupid. You assure them that you'll stay out of trouble. Your dad's shoulders sag as he shakes his head. You barely even know what's out there, kiddo, he mutters. Your mom's fierce expression softens. Hey, Solana, sorry. It's your birthday today, and here we are arguing like a pair of assholes. Happy birthday. They both give you a hug. We meant to order up from the canteen and have your usual birthday breakfast, but we got talking about how Utopia's opening up positions in expeditions for kids 13 and older, and, well, that's you now. I suppose we'll have to let you spread your wings someday, your dad relents. I'd just feel better knowing you were safe here inside the colony walls. He gives your mom a faint smile. We decided early on to let you choose your own path in life, so if you want to join expeditions, we're behind you. Just be safe. Oh, fuck yeah, we're going outside legally instead of committing sins. Hi. It's so fucking cute. What the hell? Ah, father. You find your dad comparing some plant samples. When he sees you, he puts down the test tubes and gives you a big hug. Kiddo! He exclaims, and then kneels down to look you in the eye. I've been thinking. I want to say I'm sorry your mom and I were arguing on your birthday. We disagree sometimes, just like every couple, but it's unfair that you had to see how the sausage gets made. Ah, I was really upset. Your dad's face falls. I know. I'm sorry, Gooseberry. Here, I hear the depot's open now. Go get yourself a piece of candy or something on me. Your mom and I talked it out, he continues. We're both just really putting our everything into the farm right now, and it's making us kind of snappy. You don't have to worry about it, okay? He squeezes you in a hug. If you want to join Utopia's exploration team, just be careful. It's tough out there. It's dangerous out there. He gave me 3 kudos. The cheapest thing in the supply depot is 50. I definitely need to get more of these, because these seem extremely useful. It's the end of quiet season next. If we do... toughness. Ah, more toughness. We're coming up on a perk as well. You join Cal at a particularly fragrant pile of compost. He's trying to use his hoverboard as a wheelbarrow, carefully pushing compost off it into the pile. Don't you just love this? Cal asks excitedly. Dirt? I guess it's okay. No, he laughs. I mean, just this. He waves his arm, dirt encrusted up to the elbows, to take in the entire greenhouse. We get to plant stuff and watch it grow. Even if we're just moving dirt around, we're still helping. Why do you like it so much? Well, he considers. I like digging holes in the dirt because it's so full of surprises down there. I found a worm. Wait, let me see if I can find her again. He sticks his hand into the compost and rummages around, his tongue sticking out of his mouth. I guess she got away, he says after a minute. She was real shiny, like a rainbow. Worms should not be shiny. Wait, he says. I just thought of a thing I like better. He shows you his splayed hand. Getting dirt under my fingernails, he laughs. I don't know why, but it's the best. That is the worst sensation. No. Oh no, dirt under the fingernails is the worst. Nice. And we get our perk for red cards get +1 in physical challenges. Nice. What's my stress at? It's at 95, so we can do one more challenge. Defense training! Wait, perception. I need to buff my perception, don't I? If I tip my perception up a little... Oh, reasoning! Reasoning, of course. You see a notice on the engineering holoweb. Chief Engineer Instance needs someone to help with after-school tutoring. Literally anyone who isn't a complete idiot will do because she's desperate. Please apply. Focus on your own studies. You can't very well teach others until you learn the material yourself. I'm getting mugged by this Mars card. Maybe I should forget it. I think I don't really get a choice, though. Ooh, it's Pollen again. Need to talk to Tang. Oh no, she's having a crisis about being a teenager. I already spend as little time around other teenagers as possible, Tang sniffs dismissively. But now that everyone smells and is growing hair in unfortunate places, absolutely not. Her lip curls in disgust. What a cosmic joke. Hormones that encourage us to be intimate with one another, while simultaneously turning us into disgusting, sweaty, stinky beasts. Ugh, no thank you. I have never allowed my biology to dictate who I am, and I don't intend to start now. Well, I'd say she has a... Oh, medicinal roots. This is interesting, is all Tang says, taking the roots and turning them over in her hands. Her lip curls in distaste at the dirt that still clings to them. No, really, she protests when she sees the look on your face. I'm going to analyze these roots to see if they have any useful properties. They might be medicinal. She turns to walk away, then remembers herself. Thank you, she adds, almost as an afterthought. You're like, Tang is 13. We're all like 13. She just talks like that. To be fair, there's a decent mix of styles between the kids. Tang also doesn't sleep. I think she only needs like 2 hours of sleep a day max. And her mother is the kind of stuck-up engineering teacher, so she's doomed from the outset, really. Your dad was sniffling and sneezing pretty bad this morning. He collapsed around this time last year, so you've been feeling anxious about his health, especially now that the pollen is back. He's working hard in the fields, respirator hanging from his neck as he grunts and shovels dirt into a wheelbarrow. He sees you coming and stands up straight, coughing a little as he stretches his back. Hey, kiddo, what brings you out here? Wear your damn respirator, man. Your dad makes blah 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 noises with his hand. I do. Don't look at me like that. I'm just getting some fresh air. It's hard to breathe with that thing on. I'm racing to get these pixie beans in the ground, he continues. We're all set to have a great harvest in time for Vertumnalia. He leans on his shovel, tucking one foot behind the other and rocking back and forth. Truth is, I've been working like a dog. I'd love to get out of here for a while. Hey, what do you say you and I go for a little walk? He says, brightening. I know you don't get outside the walls much either, but we could do a little nature walk. I study all the plants the foragers bring back, but I've never really seen them in the wild. You want to go outside? Sure, your dad says. People can want to try new things, right? Your mom doesn't see the drawer, he continues, flipping his shovel up onto his shoulder and picking his way carefully out of the turned fields. She likes what she can control, you know, but there's a whole planet out there, and I want to go explore. He stops and doubles over, suddenly racked with a coughing fit that makes him unable to speak. He tries a few times to catch his breath, but each time he just starts coughing harder. The pink pollen in the air swirls and eddies around you both. You are staying indoors. Oh, your dad wheezes. You're just like Instance, that old stick in the mud. I remember when we were younger. She was always walking around with her nose in everyone's business. She always thinks she knows what's best for people. Despite his brave words, he has to hold on to you for balance as he catches his breath again. Okay, maybe now's not the best time, he gasps, finally putting his respirator back on. But, you and me, we have a date with the outside world, kiddo. I'm taking a rain check. Whew, he says, his eyes red-rimmed and streaming from irritation. I can't wait until Instance figures out a treatment for the shimmer thing. She says maybe next year, maybe the one after that. I'm gonna be first in line, you bet. Christ alive, that man's going to die. Tang. Can I hand you something? Oh, okay, no, I can't. Right, we're gonna relax on the walls. You've heard Security Chief Rhett is on the lookout for lookouts. That is, for kids to chill out on top of the walls all afternoon and count Xenos. Sounds way better than going to class. He gives you a once-over, eyes narrowed. All right, he says. Look over there at the end of the field. What does that sign say? All right. Read it out loud. You read the sign easily. It says, if you can read this, your eyesight is 20/20. Huh, what a weird sign. What does that mean? Rhett nods in approval. Good, you pass. Come back next month and I'll put you on the roster. Oh, sick, I have a job now. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to forget that one. I don't want a job. Lookout duty. Oh, I get paid for that. Sweet. And I get plus perception. Looks good. Let me just check everyone else first before we dismiss the month. Tang, do we have a... Tang is wearing a face mask and a full-face shield. "Greetings, human," she says, raising her hand like the holovids of little grey aliens. It's hard to tell if she's being ironic. "Chief Engineer Instance nano-printed personal protective equipment for all the lab assistants," Tang says, gesturing to her full-body smock. "If we contaminate the samples with pollen, we'll lose a year of work." Okay. Here, have a fruit. Food! Cal grabs the fruit out of your hands and remembers his manners. He gives you a big hug. "Thanks, Alana. I'm starving. How did you know?" Likes and dislikes learned. Excellent. Gonna help Dad with the animals. Your dad is helping with 2 bristle slugs who've gotten tangled on each other while, well, maybe they were wrestling. Your dad doesn't want to go into the details. He hefts up the larger one, and you carefully pull apart their bristling spikes, being careful not to get jabbed yourself. 10 minutes later, they're back at it again. Your dad shrugs. "The heart wants what it wants, I guess." "Oh, you can see? You're hired. To be fair, it is lookout duty. They do want you to be able to see a fair distance." Like that, at least that one makes sense. Okay. Oh, we can actually burn ourselves out this month because in 2 months the festival's coming up, and oh, I don't have to. I can't sneak out, but I don't have to. I just walk out. Dees is skipping stones across a flat stretch of rock. "Talked to my sister today," he says. Skip, 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 skip. She's doing some kind of super secret extra credit product in engineering. She wanted to gloat, I guess. He tosses a rock into the air and catches it. Whatever. She just likes it when people pay attention to her. Do I have his interest yet? Anything that no, he just likes cakes. Oh, he's also 12. Oh, I suppose I'm born at the start of the year. Hi. Survey the ruins. Explore nearby. I could do with the perception boost. Survey the plains. Ooh, they just let me out and I actually get to do something. "When you boarded the expedition's autobus this morning, you didn't know what to expect. It trundled you and the other surveyors a few clicks north to the prosaic plains, a high, flat area with cooler weather than your colony. You could barely control your excitement as you watched the landscape change. And now you're here. You're finally old enough for a real survey mission away from the colony. And I'm not breaking out while nobody's looking again. You greet Chief Surveyor Utopia at the depot. This here's a plas cutter," she said, handing you one. "It's a tool for cutting and heating things. You can use it to make fire, cauterize a wound, boil water, and it cuts some materials pretty alright. You can use it for self-defense too, but I don't suggest it." Are we going to be in danger? She makes a so-so motion with her hand. This is a quiet area, and what we're doing, we're not supposed to be in danger. We're just going to be taking notes and pictures, keeping track of all the flora and fauna we see. Just don't touch anything unless I ask you to take a sample. Everything is potentially dangerous. We don't know much about what's out there, which is why we need surveyors, even young'uns like you. The prosaic plains are a sparse region. Like you can assume from the name, you can see things from a long way off. Utopia sees you squinting at the horizon. And what are you going to do if you see something coming for you? Avoid it. I'm not going to say try to pet it, because I know in my brain that's the wrong answer, but my heart says that's the right answer. Good kid, Utopia approves, patting you on the back. We don't need any trouble. Dees joins you. He must have come on an earlier autobus. Ah, good, you're here, Utopia says, digging out another plas cutter for Dees. You 2 greenhorns are with me for the foreseeable. Now, we don't gotta sniff each other's butts all the time out there, but I do expect y'all to be in yelling distance. Comms can get spotty out here. You and Dees share knowing glances. You've both been sneaking out to explore long before you were officially allowed to. Utopia also hands you a surveying drone and shows you how to launch it. It'll automatically perform local scans of wherever you go, though detailed scans still need to be done manually. When you return here to the depot, it'll upload its findings to the HoloNet. Your job is to cover ground, see what's out there, and so long as it isn't dangerous, record it. She slaps you on the back. Alright, team, don't get yourselves killed out there, okay? That didn't fill me with confidence, but alright. Drifts of spark snow make this area hard to pass through. Your feet keep sinking into it, and you have to work to get them free with every step. The only way forward here is through an especially deep area. I would like to stop to play in the snow, but this is literally my first task. We're going to shovel it out of the way. You actually don't have a shovel with you, but you find a bush you can sort of use like a broom to sweep the snow out of the way. The spark snow is lighter and fluffier than you were expecting. Whacking it with your bush causes showers of pretty sparks and tiny popping noises. It takes ages to clear the path, but it's oddly satisfying. Hopefully the next surveyor through will appreciate your hard work. Oh, hey, there's Dees. Hey, Solana. Dees greets you cautiously as you pass on the narrow path. Do you want me to show you something? Dees almost never makes overtures of friendship. Whatever it is, must be pretty cool. Yes, you always find the coolest stuff. You follow him for nearly half an hour. A couple times he stops to listen for something, then continues onward, tromping through the fields of broad-topped mush trees and swaying antler ferns. After a while, you start to wonder if he's just lost. You're about to say something about it when he holds his hand up for silence and directs you to crawl under a huge mushroom. On the other side, you have a view down to one of the perfectly round ponds. Taking up most of it is an enormous Xeno, its legs deep under water. It's a ball Neil, Dees tells you. They live in swamps. You don't usually see them here. This one seems totally at home. It dips its long neck and even longer mouth into the pond, sucking up water from the bottom and spewing it out of a spout at the back of its head. The spray of beautiful turquoise water sparkles in the sun. Tiny, colorful, bird-like creatures dart around it, catching the tiny fish that come spraying out. I am curious about what it's doing, but I also want to sit and watch it quietly. You enjoy the pretty scene together. Ha! Friendship acquired. You stop to watch a herd of shaggy, purple-furred creatures slowly meander down a slope. You've never seen them before. Study them! That's what we're out here for, isn't it? Ooh, my physical cards all get +1. Ah, the unchangeable does win. Hold on, if I do that, then I get 2 pairs. Ooh. Ah, that's unchangeable, that's why. 26, 28, yeah. Nice. The creature's fur is like grass, so they must be a kind of photosynths, an animal that gets part of their energy from the sun. You've heard of creatures like this, though you've never seen any yourself. Your survey journal doesn't have any information on this particular species. Hey, sweet, found a new species. Maybe, that would be cool. You decide to name them, just in case. You look at them through your holoculars at maximum zoom. You can kind of make out that they have a super long jaw, like a huge underbite. You name them... Oh, herding sunbiters, because that's kind of fun. Naming things is hard, so herding sunbiters will have to do. You log your discovery. Oh, I got fucking paid for that. Sick. Spark snow is driving down and visibility is poor. You can barely see your hand in front of your face. We'll try to push through because I'm making a terrible choice. Huh. It's a win either way. Take what I can get. Take what I can get. You keep putting one foot in front of the other, relying on wayfaring and a fair bit of luck to make your way through. But you see something inexplicable. What the heck is that? You squint into the driving snow, but all you see is white on white on white, and the slightest hint of movement. It doesn't even look corporeal, almost like a cloud, like the snow is coming from it. It's impossible to get a closer look. You pull out your collar tighter against the storm and move on. Oh, new perk. Collectibles respawn faster and more slots are filled. Oh, slots as in collectible slots out in the world. Makes sense. One of your jobs as a surveyor is to document the flora and fauna through photographs. You've spotted a small animal in the crook of a tree. It's so perfectly camouflaged, you can only really see it when it breeds. You've got a camera built into your hollow palm, but it's not equipped to capture difficult shots like this. You'll need to put in the work. Try and get close for the animal points. I get the distinct feeling my endgame career is going to involve being a surveyor or a farmer of some kind. Oh yeah, they all have to go that way. You cautiously crawl up beside your subject, raising your hollow palm to get the best close-up possible. Ow! Just as the camera takes the photo, your subject bites you on the finger. Ugh, you hope it's not venomous. On the bright side, you got the shot. Yeah, that sounds like photographers. You should go home soon. Absolutely not. What the hell is that? You're crossing a clearing when you hear a terrible cracking, pounding sound. A massive creature bursts through the trees, a boulder with arms, a bush growing out of its back. A bush bub! Utopia's mentioned these before. Part animal, part vegetable, and part mineral, these usually gentle giants camouflage themselves as part of the forest. Bravery challenge. I'm in danger. Sure. Ooh, that's a pain in the ass. The creature pounds past you, its powerful, stone-like gorilla arms smashing the ground. It doesn't even seem to see you and goes around you without even looking at you. You look around, but there's no sign of whatever motivated the bush bub to run so fast. At least that's something to be grateful about. You're too worn out and tired to continue. You have to go home now. Oh, we still have a month left. I shouldn't have pushed my stress so high. We can do it again next season anyway. You're getting older. It's that magical time in your life full of discoveries and possibilities when children became adults, and their bodies change in weird, wonderful, and often embarrassing ways. When you were younger, Congruence gave your class a frank presentation about preparing for the changes your bodies would experience in the next few years. Which parts of the presentation was relevant to you? None of it. I'm like a doll down there. I fucking wish. Optimal state. Tidy. But go with menstruating and breast growth, the fun ones. Or at least the ones I have vague familiarity with. You and your friends giggled your way through Congruence's presentation, and left with a new appreciation for the wonders of the human body. Puberty had felt like something that would happen so far in the future that it didn't apply to you. You put it out of your mind, even as you noticed Cal's voice begin to drop, or Mars starting to dress differently. It's a wild gender selection screen. To be fair, the gender selection is in Friends, and you can just do a slider for your appearance and pronouns. Until one morning you wake up and something feels different. Oh, it's the blood, yep. You just know something's off as soon as you open your eyes. Things are squelchier than you expected them to be down there. You just want to close your eyes again. You remember Congruence's sexual education classes, and you're really not ready for their real-world practical applications. If you just go back to sleep, it'll go away, right? You finally sigh and muster up the courage to look under your blankets. Yep, your period started. Ugh. And next it's cramping and sitting on the bathroom floor while your skin is too hot and your blood feels cold and you're trying very hard not to throw up for 6 years until you finally go to the doctor about it. Discreetly ask your mom for help. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You pull back your privacy curtain and gesture for your mom to come over. When she sees the problem, her eyes go wide and she gives you a big hug. What? My little girl is growing up, she exclaims, and you feel your face grow hot with embarrassment. Your dad is right there. She puts her hands on your shoulders. I'm so happy for you, kiddo. I know you're probably grossed out, but getting your period is important. Sometimes we need a bit of mess in our lives to remind us that we're real, that we're a part of this world. It reminds us that we have the ability to make life, and responsibility to take care of that life. Getting your period is a beautiful thing. Oh, fucking ain't. It's messy, mostly. You can't think of anything worse. Thankfully, soon you can get a blocker to keep from having to go through this every month. And now I'm jealous, because my doctor put me on one of the ones with the fucking placebo week, so I had to do the damn thing anyway. Your mom hugs you again and keeps talking about how she's proud of you. It's super embarrassing, and you can't help but shove her away and retreat to your bunk to stew about it. That belongs on our brand new sentence. Absolutely not. What is happening? You feel on the edge today. Like everything that happens feels so unfair and tragic. Like you want to punch stuff and then cry about it. Like you want to be left alone, but you also desperately want attention. It feels like a font of new energy is starting to bubble up inside you. Dangerous, uncontrollable energy. Welcome to puberty, Solana. Hey, Rick, how you doing? If you've just been sitting there watching me talk about puberty for the last 5 minutes. I fucking love that little thing. I will not be adjusting the voices I'm doing for these teenagers based on, like, a voice crack, because I'll die. You find Tang leaning against the wall of the laboratory, looking out onto the hustle and bustle of the colony. Auntie Sedent tried to talk to me about puberty today, she says, rolling her eyes. It was a pleasure to tell her that I seem to be suffering no ill effects from the malady. She crosses her arms and shrugs dismissively. Perhaps there is a limit to genetic recombination therapy, as I do not seem to be undergoing the effects common among those who are born into this array of hormones. I should advise Chief Engineer Instance. Yeah, I wouldn't file that down as a complaint, though. Okay. Angie. Most of the time, you're alone up here, except for the occasional passing guard, but sometimes you're joined by Dees. He barely looks up at you as you plop down and kick your feet through the railing and over the edge. He looks like he's doodling on his holopad. You see all sorts of plants, mushrooms, little creatures with too many eyes or too many legs. He has a selection of plant samples at his side, like artist paintbrushes laid out on a towel. He must be quite the junior botanist. He's not drawing plants right now, though. He's actually drawing a person, and not anyone you recognize from the colony. They have long, dark hair and a pointed face, and are covered from neck to toe in floaty black robes. They look neat. You wonder if they're Deese's original character or something, Like his super cool goth self-insert. Don't ask him that. That looks nice. Dee smiles shyly, but doesn't look away from his drawing. Thanks, he mumbles. I'm not very good at drawing him yet. Ooh, +2. I'll keep those. Those are fine. Oops, not what I wanted. I don't... Do I have to address everybody's going through puberty? No, thank goodness. Oh! New conversation. You find Dee sitting in the mouth of one of the wall's drainage sewers. In wet season, excess rainwater is diverted out here so it doesn't flood inside the walls. In the meantime, it looks like Dees has set up a little base here, with pillows and a stash of snacks. His alien communication device hisses with static. He looks up from his hollow screen as you pop your head inside the drain. Hey, Solana, he says quietly before going back to the game he'd been playing. What are you playing? You haven't heard of it, he says without looking up. I made it myself. You squeeze into the narrow drain and sit down next to Dees. On his holopad is a picture of Mars, and you watch him drag a match from the sidebar and drop it onto her face. Little animated flames wiggle over the picture, leaving parts of it looking charred. It's pretty crude, but you think you get the point. Alright, what happened? Dees shrugs. Same thing as always, he says. He resets the game, then drags a bomb from the sidebar onto the picture of Mars. It explodes and the picture disintegrates. She booked my name down for every appointment with the nanoprinter because she thinks my clothes are always torn up and dirty all the time. He continues, so I got in trouble for wasting resources. I tried to tell them it was her, but Mars never gets in trouble. Everyone likes her, he mumbles, but it's fine. I don't need anyone to like me. I don't care if they hate me. I hate them. Where did you learn how to do that? It's pretty simple, Dees says. The light from his hollow screen reflects in his eyes as he looks at you in the gloom. People on Earth used to make this kind of stuff all the time, and I have a lot of time to learn new things. Oh, I see. Dees goes back to playing his game, content not to talk to you. I want to try. Sure, Dees replies. He links his hollow palm to yours, and you feel the haptic pulse as the game files transfer. You open the game and are presented with an option. Whose picture do you choose? Yeah, in fairness, I'm picking Mars after that, because that's an absolutely catastrophically dick move. She's getting worse the older she gets. You load up a picture of Mars. Screw her. She's so bossy and mean. Dees is right. She's the worst. You drag a knife from the toolbox onto the picture. Boink. Right in the face. It feels good. In a weird way. You probably shouldn't think about that too hard. Yeah, I do remember those fucking games from Newgrounds, which makes me feel old. The Newground ones were good. Before they started putting real people's faces on them, then it got then I just felt mean doing them. You spend a few hours letting off steam with Dees, loading different pictures of your classmates, and commiserating about life in the colony. After a while, he even starts to smile a bit. I don't really want to hurt anyone, Dees confides in you. Sometimes it feels like I have so many angry thoughts inside my head that there's no room for anything else. He turns off his hollow palm and looks down at his hands. Even if it makes me feel kind of gross after, it's better than feeling numb. Wild to think it's still around. Yeah, Newgrounds is like an undying relic at this point. Use it as a fucking metric. We're really fucked if Newgrounds goes down. Ah, she's still complaining about the calm thing. How are we looking on? Colony secure rating, 0%. You people, how? Red. Like, I'd assume it means that we're not in danger, but then it's red, which is usually means for being in danger, so I have no idea. Anyway. Let's go back to surveying the how are my stats, actually? Where do I need to go for any of these? Bravery probably is a good idea. Hey, Utopia. Utopia is working near the gates. This area has been deemed safe enough for kids to go for a hike, as long as you're back before dark and never go out during the glow. There ain't a lot to see out there, she says. A logging camp, a few fields, some nice lookouts. You've been out here before, but that was when you weren't supposed to, so you let her give her advice anyway. Keep your eyes peeled for useful things, like that there mushwood log. She points to a light, sturdy piece of wood by the side of the road. Lumber carrier must have dropped it. It's fairly safe out there, but that doesn't mean totally safe, she cautions. Don't go too far, and if you see anything what scares you, run like heck and make a ton of noise. She helps tighten the straps of your backpack. What you hoping to see out there, sweets? Stuff to collect. Utopia laughs. Take nothing but photos, leave nothing but footprints. She teases. Suppose it's different on a brand new planet like this one, she says. We actually do need samples of basically everything, especially stuff what might be edible. She slaps you on the back. Things regrow pretty wild out there, she adds. If you've picked a place clean, give it a year, bet it'll look like you were never there at all. Yeah, it is about a year since we were out this side. You stop for lunch, eating an earth treat grown from your own greenhouses. A watermelon, nice and sweet, like a more solid watato pod. You munch away, spitting out the seeds. Yeah, might as well get some practice in. You take the challenge seriously, lining up targets and keeping score. Your aim improves. As you come to a bend in the path, movement catches in the corner of your eye. There's something up on top of a nearby mushroom-capped tree. You can't quite tell what it is, but is that a person? Someone is peering over the edge of the mushroom cap above you. You can't quite see their eyes, but you get an impression of long, dark hair and an enormous, mocking grin. I wouldn't go that way if I were you, they warn playfully. They have a deep, musical accent you don't recognize. Well, that's something I can't fucking mimic. A stranger? That's impossible. You're the only people around for thousands of light years. What the heck is he doing out here? You feel a chill go up your spine. Find another way. Yeah, Wait, is there even another way? Okay, yeah, there is. Go around. The weird woodman. You spot a suspiciously regular mound of dirt. Maybe something is buried there? Could be dangerous, though. Poke it with a stick. You cautiously break off a branch and prod the suspicious mound, watching closely for signs of movement. Nothing. You poke further and discover it's in fact just a regular pile of dirt. Nothing more. You let your mind wander as you... Oh, not the gelatinous blob grass again. Oh boy. Sure, throw that one in. Hold on. 'There it is. You can hop along from that rock to that fallen log, then climb over those old pieces of surveying equipment. This blob grass sucks. And yet, minimal effort. Am I going the right way? I got lost already. A nearby pond has dammed up and washed out the path here. The path continues on the other side. Isn't this the pond we fell into last year? Probably. 1, 2, 3. 5, 4. Okay. 3 4s and a 5. You bravely fall in and get wet, the same as last year. You'd think they'd keep that pond cleared. Oh hey, it's a Unisaur. You walk into a clearing and immediately stop in your tracks. There's a Unisaur here. You've seen them before, but they still fill you with a sense of awe. We did the perception challenge last time, so I think I'll eat some snacks to see if it wants some. You take a break and pull some snacks from your pack. The Unisaur's ears twitch back and forth, and it swivels its head to look directly at you. There's a tense moment where you're not sure if you're supposed to run or stay still. Eventually, the Unisaur turns tail and bounds out of the clearing. Aww. Still, we got lost a bit of stress, so we can hang around for a bit longer. Hey! It's these Hopeyes! You spot a group of Hopeyes playing in a clearing. They let you get pretty close to watch them chatter to each other and rub noses. They're all friends, just like people, but they hop away if you get too close. Alright, we're going through the territory. See if we can't get them acclimated to us. Here you go. The Hopeyes are wary at first, but you crouch down and copy their cute little squeaking noises. You bounce towards them, and amazingly, they don't hop away. You play with the Hopeyes for a few minutes before moving on. Cute little guys. Not as cute as Riki Tiki. You come across a cluster of mush trees. They're not fully grown yet, but they're still pretty big. It might be good to harvest them before they get all gross and mushy during the rainy season. No. Give him a friendly pat. Again. Ah, it's the same creature still on it as last time. There's a lot of these little Hopeyes out today. You hear a sad hiccuping sound and follow it to find a sick Hopeye. It's crouched down low, its foot completely nestled under its body and shivering uncontrollably. Its enormous eyes roll around in confusion and fear at your approach. Yeah, sure, let's take the sick animal home. Absolutely no quarantine applied. We are in danger. Yeah, I'll do that one for now. Ugh. I can't say I'm thrilled about these locked cards. I need to get... I see now why they give you the option to lose some of them. 1, 2, 3. Let's bring that up to 6. Okay, yeah, we can win without having to push through. Woohoo! The Hopeye hisses and tries to bite you. It doesn't want to be touched. You throw your jacket over it, then carefully pick it up and put it in your pack. You crack the zipper a bit to give it some fresh air. Your dad helps you make a little nest for it in an empty part of the geoponics barns. Every day you bring it food and water and gradually nurse it back to health. Cal takes an active interest in the recuperation. Utopia says that Hopeyes don't really have a gender, he says as you're washing out the pen together. Or maybe she said they're both. And they're really social. So what are you gonna name them? Sir Hops-a-Lot or Mrs. Hoppington. We will not be naming it Hop Solo. Mrs. Hoppington. Sounds posh. A perfect name for a dainty little creature, with the sweetest little claws and their tiny toesy woses. I'm going to get my arm ripped off, aren't I? Cal offers the Hopeye a piece of bobber fruit. Cute! Mrs. Hoppington plucks the fruit from Cal's hand and hops into your lap to snuggle down and nibble on it. Cal snaps a photo with his hollow palm and shares it, captioning it Friends for Life. Aww. Forcibly ejected from the wilderness. It's Vertumnalia time. It's Vertumnalia time for speeches, games, and feasting. You stare hungrily at the feast table. Sure, it's mostly soy rations, but it's still more food than you usually see all at one time. This year, though, there's something new. Great big tureens of glowing beans. Weird. I don't want to eat glowing beans. They keep coming up every time somebody mentions it. You try to sneak some food before the speeches start, but Chief Engineer Instance catches you and smacks your hand away. Your mom gets really mad at her, and it causes a huge yelling match. Your dad directs you away from the table as Instance blames your mom for the way things are right now, whatever that means. Your dad passes you a soy sweet to keep your tummy busy during the speeches. He's the best. I am a very easily distracted 13-year-old. I think I would be snooping if I heard that sentence. Then again, I also have very low social skills. Governor Udicott takes the stage and manages to calm everyone down. Welcome, everyone, to our 4th Vertumnalia celebration, she says, speaking through a maxiphoner. Her voice has been getting weaker lately, and can't reach across the square the way it used to. I'm proud, as always, to stand before you as your governor, and to celebrate another year of peace and prosperity on this beautiful planet. Udicott steps aside, wobbling a little as she walks, leaving Seek to complete the annual formalities. Your mom steps forward. This year's feast includes a new glow-in-the-dark food. Pixie beans are our first domesticated Vertumnan crop. The crowd applauds and your mom raises both her hands. Credit goes to Geranium. He insisted we dedicate 1/3 of our fields to them, so you'll also have him to thank for the light show in your toilets tonight. A smattering of laughter ripples through the crowd. Your dad chuckles nervously. Your mom's smile fades. As you know, we lost our hydroponics and microbial soil during the wormhole accident, she says. These pixie beans will make up for the losses we faced with our earth crops. Udicott's wheezy voice rattles through the microphone. Thank you, everyone. Let's get on with the games. The crowd packs away the chairs as the children gather in the square. What competition do you participate in this year? Bot quadrathlon. I intend to keep winning this. An enemy may kill me. Com directs your attention to this year's edition. A cloth-covered mountain as tall as 4 adults, studded with mysterious protrusions. He pulls it back to reveal the Tower of Terror, he announces with a flourish. Test your courage with 3 stories of ladder climbs, followed by a death-defying leap of faith onto the pushroom mats. You, Nem, and Cal take in the majesty of the Tower of Terror. Both of them are hooting and pumping their fists, absolutely bonkers about jumping from 3 stories. You'll all still be doing the wrestling, agility, and accuracy portions of the course, but clearly this is the winner by popular vote. How about you? Are you ready? +1 to physical, 5 kudos if total equals the goal. I get the feeling the total's not going to equal the goal, but... Oh, Beautiful Vista counts as all of them, I think. Yeah, it does. It counts as all the colors. That's handy. Yes. Win by a mile. An enemy may actually kill me if I keep doing this. You blow through the obstacle course, the basket shooting, and the bot wrestling with ease, and you arrive at the base of the Tower of Terror with a determined gleam in your eye. You scale it easily, of course. It's only ladders. Sure, it's really high ladders and a huge jump, but you just close your eyes and pretend you're jumping into a great big vat of pudding. Com awards you first place in the quadrathlon. Congratulations. I have like 5 of these cards now, I think. Finally, it's time for the feast. The pixie beans are a hit. Your parents keep touting their many benefits. They grow well here, they're super nutritious, taste great, they're really versatile, and kids love their bright, multicolored glow. Your rumbling stomach has made you grouchy. Your parents won't let you eat until they finally stop bragging about their dumb beans. You consider the options: pixie bean soup, pixie bean salad, pixie bean chili, even pixie bean aquafaba dessert. Everything glows in the evening twilight. You suddenly shove your pixie bean everything around on your plate. You don't even want to eat them anymore. Stupid beans, stupid feast, stupid games, stupid everyone. Ah! Every time someone turns to talk to you, especially about how great these beans are and how great your parents are for growing them, you just get more irritated. They're just beans. It's like they love these beans more than they love you. You're probably just hungry. I don't know, I have noticed they spend a lot of time with these beans. Screw these stupid beans. I also don't trust them. Yeah, who says you have to eat a bunch of stupid glowing gimmick beans? They're not the boss of you. You get to decide what goes into your body. Your dad is amused, but your mom isn't so forgiving. Eat your beans. Eat your food, Solana, she says sternly. We worked hard to make this food for you. I lost a toughness point for that? I don't care, or did I ask? Both of these are dangerous, but I don't care. It is probably the safer one. Your dad tries to calm the situation, but your mom slams her fist on the table. The noise makes everyone nearby stop talking and turn to stare at you. Eat your damn dinner, Solana, she shouts. I'm sick of your attitude. No, you can't make me. Your mom stands up. Oh, I can't, can I? She threatens. Your dad finally gets a word in. Calm down, everyone, he says. Solana doesn't have to eat anything she doesn't want to. He turns to you. There's not much other than beans, kiddo. Just regular soy rations. You'll never eat those stupid beans. You'll just eat stinky, boring soy rations until your parents figure out how to grow something else. That's their job. After dinner, everyone breaks off into little groups to talk or make music together as the sky darkens for the shortest night of the year. You're still feeling irritated by everything, so when your friends try to pull you into some rhythmic clapping game, you beg off and go back to your quarters. Was this what Congruence was talking about when she warned you that your hormones would make you feel out of control sometimes? Okay, in my hormones' defense, I have noted since I was about 10, consistently, that my parents are paying more attention to these fucking vegetables than me. Understandable given the circumstances as an adult, but still shitty as a kid. Your parents get back much later than you, making a ton of noise as they drunkenly make their way into bed. The next morning, your mom ignores you until it's time to leave for breakfast. I can't believe she threatened me over some fucking beans, though. That's unhinged. If your parents do that... Oh my god, I have 2 of them! Yes, I have 2 of them. Woo! Rebellion increases tripled because of hormones. Is she even talking to me? You haven't seen your mom at mealtimes for a while. You're probably just missing her. She works really hard here, so she's likely working through lunch and dinner and then begging leftovers from the kitchen. Definitely not, because she doesn't want to talk to me. Oh, I didn't lose any stress. Have you ever heard the stories about changelings? Dees muses, scrolling through a book of mythology on his hollow palm. Old Earth humans used to think the fairies would steal human babies and replace them with their own. He scratches his cheek. Do you think that happened with me and Tang? I think that would explain a lot. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even really human. I'm gonna be honest, if either of you was gonna be a changeling, I think it would be Tang. Oh, speaking of, dare you to go into a restricted area. You dare Dees to explore the creepiest, darkest part of engineering. Deep down where even Chief Engineer Instance never goes. Under the recycling room where they say there are ghosts. You set the mood, then sneak up behind him, put your hollow palm flashlight under your face and shout, "Boo!" He rolls his eyes. Solana, think about it. If there were ghosts on this spaceship, one of them would be my mom. Oh, yeah. You guess that would scare a normal person, but Dee still isn't scared of anything. Which means that's probably upgraded. I need to get 80 to figure out a new, Oh, here, have the flower Mom gave me. I'm bad at her. Is that one of your mother's flowers? Are you sure? Thank you, Solana. Get wrecked. Get befriended, nerd. Okay. I'm not dealing with her. I just don't have the patience. Fucking how much? Okay, so I think we're all done with the casual chit-chat, for this month. Oof. And looking at the time, I have a phone call to make that I should have made a couple of minutes ago. So I'm going to save it there and just overwrite it, because I think we've been doing very well. So I'm going to call it there for now, and I will be back tomorrow with Elden Ring, if anybody's interested. Oh god, I thought I lost the cat girl for a second. She's the most useful part. So it's great to see everybody again, great to talk to you, great to realize I'm not the only one in here who remembers Newgrounds, because I know way too many young people who don't, and it was starting to get distressing. Y'all have a good weekend, enjoy yourselves, good week I suppose now, because it's Sunday evening, but y'all have a good time. See ya!